Avril Lavigne. Love her
No,
music.
no, Admiral Levine.
That'd be funny if that's the name she chose. Like she changed her name to that. Like,
Isn't
like
that
some
her
fame.
name? No, that's what doesn't Adam, isn't he asking everybody like, would you rather isn't he's doing like some comparison between
Oh, I
Avril
have
Lavigne
not.
and
Okay,
Admiral Levine?
between Avril and Admiral. Is he?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen
Yes, he is.
that.
Oh
No,
my
I
God.
haven't.
Where's Robbie?
I don't know. Robbie's busy. I haven't heard that part. I don't think I listened to today's show because I was confused about
No,
this
he's been
tweet.
asking people all the time about this. This has been like he had
Oh, like a not
thing.
like a number, like a woman that's a 5 or like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah,
It's one of those.
yeah. Anyway, so it's what a bizarre world. But then also people also are like, oh yeah, we know it when we see it. That's not right. We don't need
Right.
that. That's inappropriate. But at the very same breath, they're just like, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Can't say anything.
Guess that's
Can't
where we're living in.
defend.
Hey, that's crazy. That's so wrong. But I guess that's where we're living in.
Yeah.
What a weird kind of thought to have. Like, yeah, what a crazy world. But it's so wrong. But hey, yeah, it's crazy. What are you gonna do?
Is the background of Manny's room different every week?
I think you might have it flipped.
Can you hear that on the microphone? This screaming cat.
Is that your new one?
She won't stop. The
That's
one that
the new
has
one?
Jesus on her head.
That was. It changed my life. Seeing that cat. All right, I can see. Oh yeah, yeah. I gotta share this link here.
We're live, bitches. All right, is there a chat? I gotta find that chat.
You have to go to our YouTube.
I'm on our YouTube. Live. Manny, I can't wait to hear your news.
He had news, or he had like a topic or something he wanted to get our take on.
He said he was going to change our lives. I was expecting a life change.
Hmm.
No, not going to happen. Shit.
Well, I've had many of these false alarms with Manny.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, I'll throw it to him. It'll be like, never mind. I think that's a bad idea. I'll cover it next time.
Oh no, I'm going into our chat. I got to see what
I have faith. I'm sure he's going to be
spouting off about today. Oh, we're going to talk about Jules' teeth for sure.
Really? Oh, we are? Okay.
I mean, I feel like they should come up at the very least.
I think they're fixed now, right?
No, are they? I thought that would affect her voice.
She's a professional. She could adjust to that, to the spatial cavities within her mouth.
Guess we can't talk about Rob's son and how to not raise a kid with some safe spaces.
Oh, I got no problem. I'll talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. Manny, how you doing, buddy? Your microphone's not working.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Totally.
Okay, cool. That's why you couldn't hear me earlier. I was saying that Big Titty Shop Teacher sounds like an anime porno. Like the titles for most of the shows.
I thought I saw an article that said that it was from this anime style. Yeah, they're gonna be like the people in Congress are gonna be like, we got to get rid of this anime.
Do we have a picture to show?
It's on. They have it on the website, I think.
Who's that? Of the shop teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I actually had.
Oh yeah, we got one in the. Wow, that is crazy.
I had a history teacher in I think 8th grade. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but she had breasts that size. I'm not fucking around, dude. I forget her name, but everyone, that was like always the talk of the town in every class, is just how obscenely large her. It was just oh man. So, and these weren't. Yeah, it was born woman, Like no surgical, nothing done. It was just like, whoa, dude.
Mm-hmm.
My foster sister had huge Genograd ones in the 7th grade, and she had to have a breast reduction. She had triple D's. They were huge. In the 8th grade, she had a breast reduction
That's
because her back was
nuts.
twisted over it.
That's
Just
fucked up.
too big.
Did she do better afterwards?
They grow back. Like, I remember when Gina got hers done, and a couple people in the group said that they grow back.
They
They
grow
kinda-
back for
They
real.
kind of grow back. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. That does. I think that makes sense
Yeah.
based on nothing. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, we base a lot of stuff on
Hmm.
things like that. So that works for me.
Yeah, my son asked me a few minutes ago. He was like, "Is it true that it's illegal for women that are pregnant to drink wine?" I think it was like real like wine. I
You
was
said
like,
illegal.
"Yeah." I was like,
Why?
"No, it's not illegal." He's like, "But why isn't it? Doesn't it kill the baby?" I was like, "Let me sit down, son." Then I went and wheeled out the whiteboard. No, I was just like, there's a lot. I was like, just in general, people in general have a lot of really bad notions, like bad ideas about health and medicine and food and whatnot. It's like, a woman could drink a glass of wine every now and then. It's not going to do anything at all. But at some point, there was such a scare, that, it was like, no, you can't have a drop. For 9 months, you can't have a drop of liquor. So
They say that you can, have a little bit of wine, that it's fine.
Mhm.
That's what I've heard anyways.
Why is it always wine though? Why can't it be just a Miller Lite,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think because that same foster sister, I think if
or
you're
a White
addicted to
Claw
something,
Surge?
yeah. Well, I see some people drink a ton of caffeine when they're pregnant. I mean, it was different. I think it was different back when I was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Less
I think
information.
it's just maybe like be more thoughtful about what you're eating during that period.
I never
that's good.
understood the hot dogs and turkey, like deli turkey. Those are like two specific things
yeah.
that you can't eat when you're
Was it
pregnant. Nitrates. or
deli
something.
meats, listeria, something like that. More
Yeah, that
greater
sounds about
chance
right.
of listeria, which is there, but like normal, average, healthy human being like eats it and doesn't do anything. But
Yeah.
if you're pregnant, it could cause your baby to have 6 fingers and toes.
That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Google it.
I don't have
But what was it? Hot dogs? Yeah, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Look, women eat a lot of like hot dogs on the regular. Like,
I mean,
I guess if you
that's what
live in
Betty
the
White.
country, if you live in the country, go to a lot of cookouts and stuff during that 9 months. I guess that could do it.
Betty White says that what kept her alive is she ate a hot dog every day, right?
Just a hot dog?
I mean, why not?
I never heard that before.
What?
Sounds
right,
solid.
sounds made up.
solid. Just like George Burns would have a cigar every day or something. Drink a quart of whiskey and a cigar every day. George Burns lived to 137.
Yes.
That's a hell of a diet. Regiment.
Yep.
Whatever you want to
R.I.P.
call it. Yeah.
Maybe he was favored by God because of the movies.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, if God thought that was like, real funny, George. See you soon. Or if he was like, you know what, really appreciated that. You really put me in a good light.
Yeah.
Did a lot of good. Really, thank you very much. It's hard to say. Or God's a vengeful God. He's a vengeful God.
Betty White credited her long life to vodka and hot dogs. Girl after my own heart.
I wonder if she ate a bun.
Probably not.
Just like a hot dog.
Yep.
It says that she liked Pink's. She loved Pink's hot dogs.
Okay.
That place sucks.
I was going to ask if there was a brand or something, or if it was all natural, or
Kylie makes cheese dogs. She cuts them up and she fries them in the pan, and then she just makes plain white sticky rice. And for whatever reason, that combo is so delicious. That's like my favorite thing when I don't feel good.
Well, what? How does the cheese get in? How did what? The cheese is in the dogs already.
Like Oscar Myers makes one that has like cheese
injected.
infused.
Okay, so I make
So
something.
good.
I make something that my mom used to make. Then we're going to start the show after this little recipe. You take a hot dog and you slice it down the middle, just like halfway, and then you like put like sticks of cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese. Then you take the Pillsbury crescent rolls. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a crescent
Yeah.
roll. And when you pop
No.
open, it's got like 8.
Say less. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Okay. And then
I'm in.
you wrap that around the dog that has the cheese in the middle. And then you bake it for whatever, like, I don't know, 15 minutes. Oh, yeah.
It's like a homemade hot pocket with a hot dog.
So good.
Delicious.
So good. And if you get good stuff and get like the Pillsbury brand, it's like really, it's tasty. It's
Yeah,
not too many ingredients, I guess.
that's right.
Oh, I love those. All right.
All right.
Any
Delicious.
other diet tips?
No.
I'm
I'm going to take a quick break.
okay.
And then I'll be right
Same.
back and then we'll get cracked up.
All right.
Same.
Manny, can you sing a song or something?
Sure.
Okay, go.
Amazing grace. Okay, I'm done.
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna sing. I'll just we'll be back when we're back, y'all. Welcome back, senor. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully our people didn't leave us. I can't hear you, Chris.
Sorry about that.
There we go.
Oh, here comes Kwana.
All right. We all set to go, everybody?
Ready, set, go.
I'm
All right.
ready.
Start recording the audio, Chris.
Oh, yeah. We'll say I'm ready and then I don't. I'm gonna do that. And then
That's the last.
No, I'm not ready anymore.
Now we are 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 122 of your Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for watching, listening, and subscribing. We truly appreciate the support. My name is Chris, and I am one of your hosts for this evening. Robbie's got something much more important to do, so he's not here. But lucky us, we are in the middle of a very special run of ERP episodes with the fabulous Quana. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. We're glad to have you. And then there's the man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down, Mo man?
Guten Tag, Chris. How are you this evening? And Quana, how are y'all doing?
Doing all right, buddy. Would you like to volunteer some updates, my friend?
I wouldn't call it updates. It's more just something I needed to catch up on.
I'm talking about your drumming just before you start.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I had a great time. I hopped behind the throne or on the throne, however you want to say it, a few times this week.
Okay.
So,
nice.
So you get some lessons in?
Yeah, it was very therapeutic and refreshing, and I just needed to stay on it. That's all.
What do you mean by therapeutic? Does it like, do you go in there like with some pent up energy and you just like take it out, or is it, is there something else? Am I totally off there?
No, your first statement is correct. Go in there with either some angst or whatever, and I get a warm-up session going, then I jam out for a couple hours and wind down, and then after I'm done, I'm not thinking of shit. All I'm thinking about is just like, yo, I like what I just played, whatever it was.
I love that.
So what kind of like is it like how do you like what do you play? You just freestyle it? I don't even know if that's the right term, or are you
that's fine.
Like, no, I'm gonna do
Moby Dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say a Rush. Yeah, like a Rush drum solo.
That's a bit above my pay grade at the moment, but one day.
All right.
Something
practice.
Yeah, exactly. Something to aspire to. At first it's just maybe the first 20-30 minutes is just warm-ups, doing the rudiments, and then after that I do another few, maybe 15-20 minutes of like just general, intro beats, is like pop beat number 1, 2, 3, whatever. Do that, a few of those exercises, and then I'm like my wrists, arms, like everything's warmed up, and it's just like, okay, let me jump into my actual lesson now, and then do the lesson. Like also what I do aside from doing the day's lesson is I'll go back and I'll do each lesson prior to, and then do the new one again, just to burn everything into my memory and muscle memory.
Is the lessons are all virtual?
Yeah, they're pre-recorded.
Okay.
So yeah, each day a new one drops, and some of them I know there's plenty of people that offer virtual, but I'm not. That's just another higher bracket. That
like, costs more. Sure.
Yep. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you could have. I mean, at some point, maybe you do like personal lessons or something, but there's so much. Whatever you're training for, whether it's drums or like how to be a defensive end in football, like there's like 100 YouTube videos at least that'll be like, here you go.
Yeah,
X, whatever, fill in the blank 101,
Yeah. I changed the handle that opens your oven. Mine broke, and you had to like take the whole thing. You had to take the oven door off. YouTube. I did it off YouTube. Just some dad on there taught me how to do it.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't I don't even know what to say. I mean, that's a big topic of, people that grew up before YouTube. Like if you wanted to know how to do something, you had to go buy a book. Like you had to go like Pet Boys. Like if you had to if you wanted to know how to fix something on your car, you had to go to the library. You had to buy Dr. Spock's book of whatever. Was that was right? Dr. Spock.
When my children were born, it was the What to Expect When You're Expecting, but that was the only edition that they had. Like it just had dropped. There wasn't the rest of them. It was just that one. And it was like a Bible. I was in the index looking for all the things. Yeah.
I think I did the classic thing where we bought some books for pregnancy, like even specifically for dads, and I didn't read them. But it wasn't like
shocking.
There wasn't like a moment in our household where she was just like, you haven't even read these books, no, it was like, it was kind of like, Well, yeah, I guess we were just supposed to go to the bookstore and buy these books. Like that was like
Yeah.
we're supposed to do that.
So you're just winging it as a dad? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Well, you can call it winging it. I call it instinct.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what does and I was thinking about this, like in like what is learned and what is pre-programmed. Because I think like early philosophers looked at animals that couldn't communicate at all. Or we think they can't communicate, and we're like, wow, like how does this bird know how to do this? And it's like, well, maybe they're being taught, maybe they're looking, but then there's cases where animals are not seeing something, but they instinctually know to do something. And it's like,
Right.
oh, okay, there's like a mix there. There's a weird mix there of
Nature
things
versus nurture.
yeah, things that we learn and things that are like hardwired into us. Yeah.
But as you notice, because you have 3 kids, that they're all different. Same parents, same,
Mhm.
even with your twins,
They are.
you see a huge difference of how
Yeah,
you can come from the same family and be so completely different.
yeah. Well, there's 2 of my kids that are like equally disrespectful.
Good.
The 10-year-old boy and one of the 5-year-old girls. Yeah, they're like, yeah.
They gang up on you.
They give me the business. The other one is such a sweetheart. She apologizes for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's like,
She shouldn't have
Daddy.
to burden that.
she's like, Daddy, I got to tell you something. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he said that to you. And I'm like, okay. Like, don't try to play me.
Yeah.
Like, he may be, like, yeah, I don't know, but it's funny because I think they also sense like this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
Like these two are being so bad.
Yeah.
I can solidify my place as number 1 most loved child if I just nice right now.
Isn't that funny how they want to be the most loved or the favorite, if you will?
It's funny. It's also like the one thing I was worried about with my twins that they would be totally identical.
Right.
Because then they're like one of one, like they were totally identical, and one turned out really good and one turned out bad. Like, oh my, like what did I do?
Yeah.
So when they turns out they're just 2 completely separate, whatever, like the type of it was like 2 separate eggs, whatever,
Yeah.
the 2 different people. I was like, oh, that's good. It's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if one of them turns out to be terrible, like it's just totally genetics, nothing to do with the nurture,
Right.
all
Probably.
nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just totally different. Yeah, just it's good.
Yep.
Kids, man, what are we talking about kids for?
Robbie, he was talking about safe spaces for his kid.
That's right. Yeah. Robbie's doing some important stuff, some good dad work tonight. But
Shout out to Robbie. Hope you
Yeah,
and
Robbie.
your family are well.
Robbie and the whole family.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still like he had to go to a safe space. He's gonna be upset again.
Do you bully your kids, Chris? Because we had talked about that. I bully my son, not so much my daughter, but she kind of bullies all of us.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I guess the answer is yes, but I don't like that term. I like to toughen them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last night, one of his football coaches was telling him that they name country music songs to each other.
Okay.
Like told him about Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue.
Okay.
Which is about, a song where the dad names his son Sue, and then it grows up just angry and then fighting all the time because his name's Sue. And then he meets his dad later in life and wants to kill him. And his dad says, basically, I gave you that name because I think a man needs to be tough. So, yeah, basically my son's lucky he wasn't named Sue.
Yeah.
But, I don't like the term bully, but I think all parents, all parents, some degree, like all healthy parents to some degree are kind of like, trying to make life a little edgy, for their kids to try to, get them prepared for the next level.
Yeah. They have to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
Or they live with you forever. And
But I do think there's probably like a class of parents nowadays, or maybe always has been, maybe nowadays, that are just like, no discomfort.
Oh yeah.
No disagreements whatsoever. Everything must be peaceful all the time. When the truth is, sometimes things get rough with your kids.
That's true.
Sometimes conversations get a little rough and attitudes get rough, feelings get hurt.
What I'm
Especially-
hearing you say is that sometimes you like to rough your kids up, Chris. Your thoughts?
I mean, no. My son's in jujitsu now, so I got to be careful.
Oh, that's right. He could manhandle you now.
I gotta be
Tables have
careful.
turned on you, man.
I do. I have to be careful. He might learn. That's why I go to his classes and watch, like paying attention.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
Take notes.
surprised by any moves.
Yeah.
Nice.
I recognize that movement.
No, but at some point, I mean, they're just, their day might get wrecked. A couple days might get wrecked, but it's gonna, that bad day or two or week of grounded or punishment or misery is gonna make for a decade of happiness,
Yeah.
Totally.
when they're 30 or 40. So
Chris, I'm noticing that you don't have your glasses on this evening. Do you have
Yeah, I
an
put my
update?
contacts
You want
in.
to tell us what's going on?
I knew something was off, but thank you for pointing it.
oh really? I thought it was obvious. No,
That's how oblivious, or I.
no, I
anyway.
get it. I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, like everybody's the main character in their own movie. So it's no, I put my contacts in midday because last Friday I had them in, and then but by the time I get home, my eyes kind of hurt. So I put them in midday to see if I can make it through the evening.
Nice.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll see how it works.
We'll see.
I mean, if one pops out, it is what it is.
Oh, I have a hell of a time getting them out. That's why I stopped wearing them for a few days because I have a hard time getting them out.
Yeah.
What's your process? How do you do it? Because I've always been curious.
You're basically pinching, this little plastic thing on your eyeball.
Okay.
So you're putting pressure on your eyeball and pinching it out.
No. I just take it and pull it down. Pull it.
Get some.
There's some YouTube videos put some pressure and then pull.
I think I struggled. I mean, it's only been a week and a half or so. I struggled pulling it to the side.
No, it's a lot.
To where it kind of bunches up a little bit, and then you can get a grip on it.
Yeah.
I think once you realize you're not going to tear it, you're not going to tear the thing, or if you do, who
just
cares?
put in another pair. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, these are just trials, and I have another trial set coming.
Okay.
To see if I like them better. But
Okay.
I don't know. It still feels really weird. There's a halo, on the edge of it.
You just don't see as good. It's just the bottom
Yeah.
line. All right.
But we'll see. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah.
Isn't there a fingerprint that's left because you're using your, bare finger?
No.
There's kind of liquid on there.
Yeah.
And
No.
I think it's only touching your finger in a very tiny little spot. So
Okay.
Yeah. One of mine is thinner. This one is really thin. The actual lens is so thin. And this one is thicker.
really?
So this one will tear faster than the other one. So I find I replace my left lens more than I do.
I don't
my
know.
right.
I haven't really tried drinking with the contacts in either. So I was kind of gonna give that a whirl and see how that goes.
Yeah. Your eyes get dry. And
Guys get dry because
eyes get
my
dry.
vision gets fuzzy, the later
Yeah.
it gets. So I was wondering
and sometimes you'll just fall asleep and wake up and you're like, oh, wait, what happened?
oh, my son has a game tomorrow. He's a football game tomorrow at I got to be at the field at 7 a.m.
Okay.
All right.
So it's
Those
a
are
6
fun.
a.m. wake up and 7 a.m. hour warm up for an 8 o'clock game. But
So fun.
it is fun. Last week they lost.
Wow.
Yeah, they lost. It was a pretty rough game. They lost 8-0.
It's a blowout, son.
Well, no, I don't know.
No.
You're thinking
Come
of
on now.
you're
This is
thinking
the
of
shark
football.
killer. Come on.
Not
You're
football.
right. Yeah, you're right.
No, they lost by a field goal and a touchdown, an extra point, or field
Yeah.
extra, whatever, the 2-point attempt. But yeah, so they got a game again tomorrow morning. It was pretty fun. Fun for me. The coaches were rough on these boys, 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
rough on them on practice all week long.
Good. They need
Funny.
it.
Yeah, like classic coach motivational speak.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, don't cheat yourself. Stuff like that. Like when they're doing push-ups. Like CJ, what kind of push-up is that? Don't
love
cheat
it.
yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Yeah, that's funny stuff.
That's good though. They need that. Kids need that.
Yeah, they were upset. Last year they went to the playoffs. They were undefeated, went to the playoffs, lost their first like do or die game, and were devastated, but the season was over. This week they lost their second game and had to come back for a week of practice after losing and pay the price. So we'll see.
These things.
We'll see. Yeah.
I'm jealous. Kid
Yeah.
sports. So fun. Yeah.
So I guess tonight we're doing a little roundup of like what's going on with us. We'll catch up a little bit. Manny had a question. He wanted to get our take on something. And then I don't know, Quana, we had some different news topics come up through the week
Yeah.
that we were chatting about.
Absolutely.
So but Quana, what's going on with you?
Well, I'm
How are you?
still
You're in a new position, like new room.
I'm in a new room. Everybody said I was too far away. I look too relaxed. So
Same.
I'm not,
Everybody said that.
I can't be relaxing. Yeah. So I found
Yeah.
a speaker or here I am. So yeah, this
What
is
were
the
you using
living
before? Did you have like headphones on, or did you just have your computer going?
just have the computer going.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, when Jade and I first started, like it was such a struggle to get the audio right. But with Zoom, it's like it just makes everything work just fine.
I love it. I love
Computer, headphones, whatever, microphone.
it. Yeah.
Today's episode sponsored by Zoom.
Yeah.
Go to zoom.com.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I see we don't have anybody in the chat, so we got to say hey.
Yeah, hopefully Monkey's uncle's okay.
Yeah. Where is he?
I think maybe because Rob didn't do, I think we didn't do the posting on the socials. Maybe people just didn't get the memo.
I did it on our regular
on the group, in the group, I should
in
say.
our group, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, either way, we still got to keep it going. So
Yes,
Mhm.
sir. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
don't worry about
So
the chat
Manny, what
later.
was the question? What's going on? What's the word, bird?
I really wish Robbie was here so we could get a full house,
Okay.
consensus, but we'll take his answer off the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was being discussed amongst myself and my coworkers months ago, and I thought it would make a good, question to ask you, everyone here. Socks on or off while fucking?
Off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't wear socks to bed. Like, I don't like that.
Same.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems pretty given, right? Right?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I don't know. Some people have cold feet.
Or maybe their feet are just gross. Like if you have gross feet,
Oh,
cover
yeah,
them
it could be
for
a
sure.
sign. Be a sign.
Yeah.
Like, don't you
Wait,
want to take your
like-
socks off? No.
Visually or like, visually or like they actually stink, like that kind of gross. 'Cause
I feel like both. I feel like
Okay.
both would be factors for keeping your socks on.
To be fair, I mean,
Right?
I think I've cut my wife's leg before with my toenail in
Mhm.
bed, like by accident, not on
Yeah,
purpose.
dude.
You know what I mean?
That's how often do you go in between clipping your toenails, dude? That's you're
I have no
you're fucking
schedule.
hawk over here. You got your talons over there threatening your wife.
He's married. See,
know.
men get complacent. It's just BS.
I have
Damn
no
it.
schedule. I don't have a set schedule. I mean, what is that like? Oh, it's Thursday. Like
No,
what kind
I
of
just
man? What
mean-
kind of man's like it's Thursday?
What
I'd
about
say
Ace
like
cutting his nails on the walk?
on the
Oh, like
what?
He said he
walking.
cuts them when he's walking.
I like that. I like doing it outside in the backyard.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Fingernails. I mean, it'd be hard to do if you're walking, like your toenails when you're walking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I thought at first. Okay.
No,
It'd be
no,
it would look real weird.
Yeah.
It's like, why does he just sit down?
But doing it outside is good.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Your family appreciates that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. 1,000,000%. They may not say it, but that your family really appreciates that.
Yeah. Why isn't that more like? Why isn't that like? That's one of those weird things that everybody feels the same way about it, but no one will ever say anything. Like, I mean, I will. But
I will definitely say something.
like, who did? I'll be like, I'm gonna run a DNA test
Yeah.
to find out who did this. But like, yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside is the best. Maybe over a bathtub or a toilet.
Manny, that's the real question. That was your real question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Chris, you were right. You nailed that. You nailed that.
Well, at least he had the question. Sometimes he'll just be like, "Oh, never mind. I decided it wasn't good."
Yeah, or maybe I just thought it's like, this isn't really it. This is just a dud. So it just
Well, how
wasn't
about
good.
we flip the tables? Why? Why did this come up? What were you guys? What was the
Yeah.
subject that
I honestly, I wish I could give you an
Remember.
answer. Yeah, because it was
did you go on a
just
date?
no, I
Bang,
haven't.
and then you got like a text message just be like, "Look, Manny, I can't see anymore because you wore your socks.
Yeah.
What are you hiding?" No, like you could. It could be dangerous. It could be like snaggle toe. Could be
Well, I mean, if
six
you're
toes. As we we talk. I know something. I mentioned something earlier that causes six toes.
what if you were doing it like on like Manny's a delivery man, a milkman, which a lot of women get impregnated by milkmen, right? So,
Sure.
I mean, that's historical, that's fact. So, if you were wearing like your slides and you had your socks on, some people do that,
I mean,
and then you just were to get down in a meat locker or something. I mean, your socks would be on
Mhm.
probably. So that
Mhm.
would be fine. I feel like that's probably fine. But at home in bed, I feel like your feet should be free.
I'll tell you what, though, they better be clean. I don't, if you got like dirty ass feet, you be walking around outside all day. Like, you better, well, first of all, we're not hanging out in the first place, but
That's
like, you better
actually-
keep your socks on.
it's funny you mentioned that, Chris, because that's what actually women do when they go to the bathroom to freshen up. They go and give their feet a quick clean. Yeah.
Getting biblical, getting biblical on us.
True
Do
story, man.
they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't
Well,
know.
I just
stuff.
want to
That's why
point
I
out
can't
that
be
Manny
single.
says
this is why I
yes.
can't be single. I don't know stuff. I'm supposed to go in the bathroom and wash my feet before I get down.
This sounds like bullshit. Just
How
like
am I
Jewel,
49 years old and I don't know this?
just like Jules'
Ugh.
Jules' life story. This is total horseshit.
Oh, you don't believe her life story, man? Come on.
Nah, man, that chick's
Yeah.
been exaggerating like more and more since
Mhm.
day one.
Getting hit on since she's 8 years old. I mean, where's she playing?
Yeah.
For Joe Biden? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Probably. Well, she was noticed when she was 15. It's a little old for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's making stuff up. Like I remember back in the day, it was like she spent like one night in her car. Now she's
Yeah.
talking about a year.
Yeah.
And then she
she's
throws
in, the car for a long
in
time.
something like couch surfing. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was 2003, 1994, 2023, various other random time periods. She's not like in desperate need of a place to stay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
There's all
maybe in
kinds of
Alaska, it's
dudes.
a little bit easier.
Oh, she was in Michigan. She was in
Oh.
Michigan though, right? I thought.
I
Yeah, if you're Alaska, you're out. You better, even more because it's cold up there.
Yeah.
She'd be, like knocking on doors, like, "Can I sleep on your sofa?"
Yeah. But it's not
But,
cold year round, right?
You walk into you walk into like the library, whatever. You find a bunch of dorks, and they'll be like, "Please sleep on our sofa." Like,
Yeah.
here's breakfast in bed, and they expect nothing. They expect
After she
nothing.
leaves, they just smell the couch.
I mean, they feel like they're watching, Big Bang Theory, thinking that eventually she'll fall in love with them,
Yes.
but they
no.
expect nothing that evening. So yeah,
Right.
there's an unlimited supply of sofas, beds, whatever. Like they'd be like, why don't you take the master bedroom?
Yeah.
I'll sleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how young dudes think.
Okay. Good
So,
to know.
Yeah, if you're ever if you're ever on the streets. Nah, but yeah, it's I don't really, I don't want to like impugn her character or anything, but yeah, she's full of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You had mentioned that
I didn't know
earlier.
that.
Parts of it felt a little bizarre. Monkey's uncle said that she's ultra conservative Alaska, whatever that means. So,
What up, Monk?
Monkey's uncle thinks that like, I bet you Monkey's uncle thinks that like, well, I don't know.
that I eat honey.
She's ultra conservative. Ultra conservative Alaska. I don't think so. It seemed well. I watched that show. As I was telling you, I watched the show
Yeah.
Alaska, The Last Frontier. I think it's on the History Channel or A&E or one of those guys.
Yeah.
And it's all about the Kilcher family, famous homesteaders from Alaska for the last 80 years, I think. And she's been on the show once, but yeah, there's something weird. Well, I mean, I think it's like, you either want that lifestyle or you don't. And if you don't want that homesteading lifestyle, like you're not going back.
Yeah.
You're leaving when you're 15 for Michigan and you're not going back on the regular, at all, because it's
Doesn't
like,
Michigan have brutal winters though too?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but if you're in a city, it's a little,
Oh.
it's different, I think.
they salt the streets. Okay.
Hmm?
I said they salt the streets.
Well, they salt the streets. I mean, there's like, places to stay, I think. More places to stay than in like, what was the town that, I forget the town in Alaska. Homer, Alaska, I think is the nearest city, if you want to call it that, to where she grew up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If you
I think
can
you're
believe
better. That's true.
Everyone's taking
she's probably not
shots.
even Alaskan. She's probably not even from Alaska.
It's from Portland.
Well, but plus the whole part where she was talking about how Bob Dylan did this and that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
She's
I'd like
sending Bob Dylan's people home.
I'd like to get his, I'd like
Yeah.
to get his take on things,
You know what, Chris? I think you're right. This is,
Mhm.
yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, that's me. I really don't go into these things unless I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Yeah. Ace was into her, I think, because John Popper's into her. So
Yeah, like Ace, if John Popper says do this, Ace does it. If Dr. Drew says this, Ace is with that too. It's like
yeah.
those are his
I love
experts.
seeing Adam sing on stage with John Popper though. Was that the sweetest? Like I watched that something that made me cry. So sweet.
I didn't
That
see
was
that.
cool.
What?
Oh my gosh, you have to see that.
It's on the website, I believe.
Yeah, he pulled them up. It was amazing.
Really? What did they sing?
They sang a song from Monty Python
Look around.
about
Okay.
about like big, was it big tits?
Oh
Was
no, it was the I think
was
the mud flaps.
Mud flaps.
So it was like a funny.
I leave this behind or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like one of his favorite
Oh my
Blues
god,
Traveler
the story
songs.
though, him telling the story about it was so funny, and like that he went in the back room and they like practiced right before they went on stage, and like that he didn't know the words. It was so fun.
I have to
fun.
look that up. That's awesome. Is it on? I guess it's on YouTube, right?
It was on the show. It was on ACS. So yeah, it would be the John Popper concert recap. Probably was the show title. You can pull it up now if you want.
It might take me a minute. So,
Okay.
Gonna say
yeah.
that for later.
All right.
So, but we were talking about who was, so yeah, John Popper likes Jewel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Adam likes Jewel too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Adam's going to get kind of weird territory where he's starting to get a lot of like guests that he's talked a lot of shit about over the years,
I enjoyed the.
I guess it's always been that way, but like now he's like getting, he's getting more like, like celebrities or maybe B-list or like maybe celebrities that are a little bit past their prime doing new projects.
Yeah.
Want to make the podcast tours, and
He's on there.
there's a clip from, there's a clip from Loveline of Adam talking terrible things about that person or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's fine. I mean, I kind of like that.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Sid Croft video or
that was
episode a
great.
lot.
That was
really
great.
good.
Yeah, that was really great.
I grew up watching those shows. You too, right? Puff the Magic Dragon and
A little bit. I do
then
remember
Sea
being
Monster.
weirded out by them. Like a little bit of Sigmund the Sea Monster. I was like Romper Room, Captain Kangaroo.
Mhm.
There was like Xanadu, Great Space Coaster. No, the Great Space Coaster.
Remember
little bit of-
Breakin'?
Who?
Breakin' from
The
your
movie?
childhood? Yeah.
Yeah, about breakdancing?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I lived it.
I know.
Yeah, I was like in my mom's basement, like being like, save cardboard boxes. Anytime you have a cardboard box, I need it. I'm gonna tape it together. That's my breakdancing surface.
What about you, Manny? Any breakdancing in your life?
I did attempt it. I had a friend that was a big time b-boy in high school, and he tried to teach a few of us how to do it. And instant, I tried it. I just knew it was not for me. I'm more of a. I appreciate the hell out of breakdancing. It's really difficult, but
Yeah,
I'm not built for it.
but your
If
knees.
if a if an ambiguously white suburban kid in like the early 1980s is like breakdancing in front of like a bunch of ladies at a Mary Kay party, it's a big hit. It's a big hit. It doesn't matter if you're good or not. It's like, I mean, you're gonna make a splash in that crowd.
I would love to be a fly on the wall and see that happen
Yeah, man.
in real time.
There was
Yeah.
oh man, I had a tape. I had the Beast. No. The Fat Boy. I was gonna put the Fat Boys.
Fat boys.
The Fat Boys are back. And you know they can never be whack. That's how it went. The human beatbox.
Damn, Chris over here showing off his knowledge. What's up?
Yeah, man. This is the early day of like the boom boxes when
Oh
like
yeah.
every kid was realizing that their status depended on whether or not they had a boom box they could put. Like you wouldn't like, in my, in our area, like you wouldn't put on your shoulder, but you had to have it.
For girls, you had to have the purple one or the pink one and the light neon colors. Like you had to have like the specific one. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was important. Then you had like the 2 tape decks because then you could like dub things, you could
Yes.
like get a tape and then record it like your favorite songs and make a mixtape. Oh, that was power. It was real power back then.
Used to call into the radio station, ask them to play your song. Yeah.
It's equivalent to like today if you say, well, I've got, 10,000 followers on this or that platform. Like back then, if you had a double tape deck boombox,
Same. It was the same power.
you pretty much had 10, like back in 1983 math, you had 10,000 followers.
Yeah. Easy.
Like 6 kids in the neighborhood.
1,000,000%.
Inflation.
Yeah.
It's the Biden economy, man.
Hey, $1 million is not $1 million anymore, buddy.
That's right. I think it is.
Well, Ace was talking about that today, or maybe it was yesterday.
I know what you mean, though.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, some pretty bad numbers coming out. I don't know. Be pretty easy to pile on to what's going on, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Sure. It's perfectly fine that eggs are $8 a dozen. It's no big deal. People can afford that. No big deal.
Well, you know what? I got to say, I don't know, maybe I mentioned this before, but the case of the price of the case of beer of a case of beer is the same. It's been the same the whole time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
At the Kroger, you can get a 24 case of Coors Light for $18.95, and it's been that price for the last like 6 years.
It's because alcohol lowers your vibration. They want to keep you lower.
Exactly, man.
Cheers.
What do you mean the vibration?
It's not by accident, man. They want you drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same thing about I don't know if you ever watched those documentaries on narcotics and like the cartels about how like price of drugs, like whatever it is, like an eighth of weed or whatever, cocaine, what like that the price points have stayed the same forever.
On weed and cocaine?
Maybe not like I would say illicit. Because when you go to a store that has 800 SKUs, 800 different products, then it's
yeah,
and it's in a strip mall with 5 other stores that sell.
Yes,
that it's different, but like on the street, like up until that, like an eighth of weed, whatever it was, just always cost the same amount of money. Same thing. They compared it to video games because a new video game has cost $60 for a long time. Inflation or not, $59.99 is the price for like a new EA Sports game.
And really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Some games are different, and there's always sales and stuff, but like the MSRP of the average video game is always like $59.99.
Don't you think it was $49.99 before?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
it's been in that range forever.
Yeah, I
like
guess
games that are maybe not as popular, $49.99. Madden, since beginning, like that every kid is going to buy, like has been the same price. Okay. Inflation or not, It's Biden proof. Video games, drugs, and whatever else we were talking about.
Pussy.
All yes, all Biden proof. Yeah, especially that last one.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It's definitely not true.
What
Because
about
most of the
Tommy Lee
inflation
going
comes
to
from
OnlyFans?
gas, like having to drive to pick her up and all that stuff.
Yeah, gas is ridiculous. In my look back, on Facebook, they show you like what you were doing 3 years ago or something like that. We have a store here called Safeway. It's probably some other store where you're at, but you get a fuel discount.
Here.
You get a fuel discount when you buy groceries. They give you like percentage off or whatever. I had a picture of it on my story. It was $1.91 a gallon. Like, I just can't even believe that like that was the gas 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm.
To be fair, I think, like, just to put it in perspective, there was a time where George Bush was the president and it was over $3 a gallon. So
yeah,
these things do take wild swings. This is not new.
Oh no.
So
no,
it's
no,
like,
no.
this is happening.
Especially in California.
Yeah. Or the
We always
average price
eat the
for
gas.
the country. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember there's always
close.
times where it spikes and you're always like angry at whoever it is that's in charge at that moment, but at the same time wondering like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, what's up with it? Like, why is this gas 30 cents more a gallon than it was yesterday?
And yet my Madden game is the same price for 16 years. It's bullshit.
It's something. It's interesting, really. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, some industries, some products, they feel a lot of pressure to keep that right there,
Yeah.
whatever reason, psychological. But in this narco documentary, they were talking about that and like mentioned video games. But there's probably another documentary that could be done on like, deep dives into price points and that kind of thing.
Why? Advertising, kids. It's for the kids.
Or just to make you like, hey, we want like the price of a gallon of milk to always be at this. Like, that just makes you feel like something in this world is consistent. You know what I mean? When you walk in, like, that's always going to be the same. And then like, we can just gouge you for, the English muffins.
I struggle going to the grocery store recently. Like, it's so different. Like I'm always been like a stay-at-home mom or a housewife, if you will. And like, you go to the grocery store every day, you collect dinner, whatever. That's just a thing. So I'm always in the grocery store. So I see the huge differences. Like the shelves.
Safeway, is that your normal store? Or do you go one of these highfalutin places too?
I go to the highfalutin place, but I do notice a difference. I haven't been into the Safeway because I figured it would probably be worse. It seems like the highfalutin place is still getting stuff. Like the shelves don't look as weird. But I was in there the other day and they had like 25 onions. Usually it's like a mound of onions, but they had like 25. There was just like, and they weren't looking good. Like they were kind of like just weird. Everything looks so weird. Like they're letting meat rot in the counters. Like,
whoa.
And it's still like, so expensive or whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. It gives me the creeps going to the store.
It is weird. I think we're going to see a lot. We have seen a lot of that kind of stuff. I shared an article earlier this week because there was like this weird cream cheese shortage last year.
Yeah.
Like around the holiday season.
Yeah.
Because like hackers hacked into like a company that produces, like 18% of America's cream cheese and shut them down for a week.
It's horrible.
Just a week, but it's like, man.
Yeah.
Is it that easy? Is there not like a manual mode you can switch on at this factory? Like,
yeah.
Everybody's like, well, the computer doesn't work. Everybody go home.
That's such an esoteric attack. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They were talking about that on the show. Adam brought up the smart thermostats, like keeping people at a regulated temperature or not being able to use your car if, you shouldn't be charging during certain hours.
I didn't hear that part. I wonder what his take is on that. Cause my take is like, it makes me angry, but then I instantly think, oh, people sign up for this.
Yeah. Not everybody. I refuse to get those, like the digital door things, door locks and stuff like that.
You get that.
Too much.
Yeah. You get that. And, you get that. And you think, well, I'm not going to sign up for that program, but guess what? They still have the power. We have, we have those digital, whatever, Wi-Fi thermostat things and
Yeah.
an online account and all that stuff. And yeah, so that company knows when we're home,
Yeah.
when the temperature raises, all that kind of thing. But
I have an
I don't
Alexa.
know. I would
so
never
she knows I'm
sign
here.
up. I wouldn't sign up for like some program where they can shut my power off. But there may come a day where like you don't realize that you kind of did sign up for that
Yeah.
in
There's
the
a lot
fine
of stuff.
print.
Yeah. When you accepted your Facebook.
Yeah.
That also waived
That
your
also
rights to
controls
everything.
your electricity at home somehow.
Yeah, it'd be
I
cool
gotta-
one day if like the Supreme Court is like all these EULAs, these end user license agreements that like literally like if you own an iPhone, you've entered into,
So many.
400 of these contracts.
So many.
And you have no idea. And it's like the Supreme Court, I think in some cases has said like maybe there've been some cases where it's basically like, look, reasonable person cannot know what they've entered into here.
Yeah.
But
They should.
now
they
every
have
time
the e-sign too for like car deals, home. Our home, when we bought the house, we did all e-signing. Like you just literally touch. You don't like, it's just everything is like that now.
I mean, it's the same as when you go to sign a title. Like you go there and you're just like, I think the last one we did, I went and I was just like, I asked the lady because it was like 4:30, like 4:30 in the afternoon. We were just trying to get it done, and it's like I asked the lady, it's like, well, what happens if because we're going through like pages and pages of things to sign. I was like, what happens if I see something on this page I'm just not sure about?
Yeah.
She's like, oh well, we'll just
Then your
start
whole
all
deal
over.
falls apart.
We'll just start all over. We'll just start all over. It's like, and she, she'd be like, well, is your attorney like out in the hall, like waiting to come in to review this with you real quick? No. I was like, oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Guess we can call it a day. I was like, okay, I just sign all that stuff. So it's just like, it's just like, did.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah. But at that point, hopefully you've kind of been through, that's a process that's taken months and you've kind of gone through all those things. But like when you get a new app on your iPhone and you're just like, okay, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you have no idea what you're agreeing to.
Yeah. I think with TikTok, if you're on TikTok, you've signed away everything.
Yeah, there's a weird deal going on to where, everybody knows that that's really not reasonable.
Yeah.
But people are like, well, but you can't have Google, you can't have such a thing as Google if you don't kind of play ball or like let them sell your data or whatever it is.
I always think like it's me, like who cares? I think a lot of people think like who's hacking me, who's coming to look at my stuff. Or
I'm not worried about me at all.
Yeah, I think
I'm worried
that's
about my kids.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about me at all because I'll be all right. But I'm worried about my kids because, they're not at an age or they're long ways away from being able to understand this and like understand the risk you take when you tell someone to fuck off on Facebook or Twitter or something. Like you can take a certain risk or whatever, like someone coming out, whatever. They're not really there, or you take a risk of like being, kicked off the platform or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not really there yet, but they're being tracked for all that stuff.
Yeah. You said that last week that
I worry about like when they go for like, when they're 34 and like apply for insurance and the insurance company's like, oh, well, we saw you signed up for ancestry.com, so we figured we just, and, by the way, when you signed up for this, you gave us access to that.
Yeah.
So your insurance.
That's how they caught the Golden State Killer.
Yeah. But they're going to say they're not going to, catch me for any crimes. Much more careful than that. But like, they're going to be like, well, your insurance rate's higher.
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
Because you're more susceptible to heart disease or diabetes or whatever, type 2, whatever. Your insurance is higher.
Korean.
Yeah, your insurance can be higher. We can insure you, or you have to go to this insurer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's just like, you just got to use your imagination a little bit to just like, I'm fine. Like, but my kids probably be fine. Their grandkids are going to grow up in like a real weird place.
Yeah.
Real weird place where their parents are going to be like, oh, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. What, you have a grandson coming. He'll live till he's 27. Because we can already tell he's got a congenital heart defect. However, if you subscribe,
oh my gosh,
to our life-saving service for the rest of your life and his life, then this can all go away. This would be no problem. But can I just buy that treatment? No, you must subscribe to it.
Yeah. Monthly installments of $19.99.
Medicine is a subscription. Yeah.
Ugh.
Literal direct service provider.
I don't know. I know it sounds kind of kooky, but that's kind of my concern is like, I got an email today from my son's school district that said that there had been a hack. The email said something like, we're very confident that it was an actual student of the district, but that student accessed all student names and email addresses. And like, if your kid is in elementary school and they're 5 or 6 years old, they probably have a tablet or a Chromebook and they've got themselves a Gmail account for their school district. And now they're so careless, or there's such security gaps that even a student can just find this.
Wild.
So when I guess they're like, well, but don't, I think they said, the email was something like, they realize that parents are getting 100 emails a day, so they put this email out that's like very vague and nebulous about, but don't worry, because nothing else was compromised. The only thing this person shared, they just said share. They didn't say shared to who. They just said they had this and they shared it. The only thing they shared was your, 10-year-old child, or 8. I don't think they do kindergarten, but like your 6, 7-year-old child, just their name and their email address, their school email address.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
That they'll carry with them through 12th grade.
Exactly.
So someone it's like,
yeah.
But at the same time, you get it and you're just like, well, I'm not going to homeschool my kid this year. So I guess I just kind of have to put up with this shit.
What do you think about homeschooling? Is that something?
I would like to do it. But
I bet Manny knows a lot of homeschoolers.
It would really. Yeah. Yeah.
The raw milk draws them in.
Knock on the door. Like, are there kids in the background, or just like high heels walk into the door, greet the milkman? But, I don't know about in this environment, because I'm also in a very suburban environment where everybody's like really into the school, like the local school, got to be involved in the school.
That's a Texas thing, I think.
It could be a Texas. It could just be like a suburban thing, like a small suburban thing.
Suburban cult.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was into the school. I had shirts.
I
worked firework booths.
And then also,
fireworks.
You're in that neighborhood. It's just like, you just kind of get into this weird neighborhood where you get a lot of nice stuff, but both parents have to work.
Yeah.
We're not quite that level where it's like you can have all this and only one work.
Yeah.
That's kind of our neighborhood. Like,
okay.
A lot of good stuff,
working.
but everybody's working all the time.
Gotcha.
Everybody's liking what they do and all that, but everybody's definitely working and bringing in income. So it's like homeschooling your kid would be kind of a big lifestyle change, would maybe affect the second car you have, or,
yeah,
make you think about cable, like what cable pack, that kind of thing. So, you do all these little calculations, like, well, I don't know, like my son's already also on Netflix and, Fortnite and all the gaming, Xbox and all that. So like, there's like, all I'm doing is like taking Gmail, like removing Google from the mix, but then he's also using YouTube. So they don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So you kind of like make all these little calculations, and the end result is not good, but you kind of understand how you get to it,
Mm-hmm.
how you give away all these little things.
Yes. Plus the Starbucks. I mean, who could afford to stay home?
Yeah. Yeah, those little things like that. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, part of it is like if you want to have a home full of like Wi-Fi and like 8 devices and all these phones and iPads, it's like, yeah, that takes we talked about that last week. There's a lot of tech overhead.
Yep.
Cost something. But if we like relocated to a homestead, like a farm, like a working farm or something, that'd be another story.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I do homeschool anyway. And just like with other life lessons and things and subjects.
Of course. That's your job. You're the dad. Good luck with that.
Oh yeah. I appreciate it.
You're in the fun years. It's about to get wild.
Yeah. I think I was talking to him about that. Like, you're 10 and, the next 10 years might be kind of rough sometimes, man. Like I just tell you, like, we're going to have some rough days because you're getting to a point where you're really going to be pushing boundaries and
yeah.
And we're going to be pushing back and like, we should just accept that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Try to make it the best we can.
Yes.
Maybe that kind of acceptance helps avoid it.
I think it always just kind of comes and they have to push the boundaries, especially like boys with their mom. Like they have to like really establish a cut. Like I'm not your.
Yeah. There's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Mom and boy and dad and boy.
Yeah. It can hurt your feelings a little bit, but
Oh yeah.
They all come back. That's what I always tell people. Like the years get weird as they get older, but they always come back. And
I say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Manny? Carry on.
After hearing you two say that, they come back, even though the years get weird, that takes a lot of stress off my shoulders,
Yeah.
All the anxiety I had about not having a child and what would it be like, etc. But
yeah, it's not for everyone. And I always tell people that don't have kids, like you have not, like, you saved a ton of money, you saved a lot of heartache. Like kids will break your heart every day of your life. So it's not for everybody. It's not for the faint of heart and it's not for everybody. There's just so much that's, not that you wouldn't make a great dad because you're a great guy. And you know what? Bill stepped into our life when he was 49 years old, and he has kids. I'm not going to say he doesn't have kids, but like he stepped in and became a stepdad at 49 years old and really did great things in our family. So
that's awesome.
There's still a chance for you, Manny. You're going to get a MILF. There's a mama out there.
I had a chance a while back, but I screwed that up.
Wow.
Yeah.
She wasn't the one.
No, I was distracted. I should have taken the opportunity. Yeah. Oh well, live and learn.
How's the milk business?
The milk business is good, man.
Yeah. Have your prices gone up in the past year?
They actually did go up as of, what was it? I think either early or late August. We had to hand out little updates to all the stores that we hit on our routes.
Was it significant?
Not too significant, no.
More than 50 cents?
No, less than 50 cents.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The eggs are what's freaking me out. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of money for a dozen of eggs, which I'm going to have to buy them either way, but I just feel like it makes me sad. I wish I had chickens so I could give people eggs.
Same, but it's funny you mentioned that because our company stopped with the eggs, but I was able to source relatively inexpensive, good quality eggs for $5 a dozen. So
wow.
Through the farmer's market, I just tell my coworker, I gave her, like maybe 10, 15 bucks. I was like, here, bring me a few dozens, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wow. What else?
Jobs paying off in dividends in more way than one. So
good.
I'm happy about that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What else? Any Corolla stuff? Any Corolla? I saw that you went to, is his name Jeff Levin? You went to like his 50th birthday concert?
It's pronounced exactly how it's spelled, Levin.
Levin.
Jeff Levin.
Okay.
Shout out to
so
Jeff.
Cool.
Yeah, I meant to it actually either the week before or the week after, but I totally spaced and I feel bad, but I was glad to be invited and to take in, I didn't stay too long because I had to wake up early the following day because of work.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have stayed, had knowing. But anyway, what I did see was I had just missed the performance. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him perform "Zombie" like the video that he uploaded to his profile.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, but I still got to relive it through there, so it was cool.
Very
Um, and then I did watch two bands, and then after that I split. It was good seeing Jeff. I hadn't seen him since it's been over a year, honestly, maybe a year and a half or something. I know I went to his house once and then hung out with him and a few of his close friends. That was really cool. They had like nice spread of, decent, what is it? Not decent, great tasting food. It was just like a decent amount of it is what I should say. Yeah.
I love that. I love that about like this universe, if you will, the Corolla verse, like that everybody just is so chill and you can just kick it with people that you don't know, or just it's that you don't know in real life that you've known online or whatever.
It's an interesting place. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess I've been kind of involved with it for 5 or 6 years now.
It's taking
and it's kind of changing too, because I think Adam's fan base is maybe getting a little bit older, I think, in general. I don't know.
I noticed so they
people sorry, and the people in the group have known each other now, like instead of 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
2014. I was trying to explain that to Bill, is that like I've known these people since 2014. Like these are my friends, or I love them. They're my family.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird phenomenon. Like when I was seeing a therapist, when I was seeing a psychologist, yeah, that's what it was. I was kind of asking him, like, I was like, this is kind of a new thing. And long and short of it, he was like, no, it's pretty common. Like, a lot of people have relationships with people that aren't in their town. Just it's online, but it's different. And he said, he's kind of like talking about, in some cases, yeah, you have a lot, like you have the kind of the catfish stuff where people like take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right.
But the vast majority is not at all. It's actually something that allows people to really like communicate more openly than they could with someone sitting next to them.
Yes.
Yeah. Or someone that like, like the communicating with someone that like you in your mind, and like, maybe not a 16-year-old, but like in a normal, like a person, like you're thinking like, I'll probably never meet this person. So fuck it. Whatever,
I'll just be a total asshole with them. No.
Yeah, just be I'll just be myself.
That's me.
Total asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just tell these people what's up, and or just you can just kind of just feel a little different. I remember the moment, like I remember where I was when I was like, what? When I realized that all Adam Carolla's fans weren't just like, dude frat bros.
Right.
Because that's what I kind of thought.
Yeah.
Some of the live shows, maybe.
I don't think I ever gave it a
audience.
thought. I don't think I ever gave it a thought. Like it was just my thing that I did, and
I probably gave it a thought because I'm like kind of obsessed with like how does this show make money? Like who is listening to the show?
Yeah.
Like what, like what's the audience? Like who? But it's just and then I think in that moment I realized like it's just like such a strange, diverse, eclectic group of people.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
That's what I love about the barbecue and all the like events that bring out like a lot of fans, is that it's so diverse. Like it's everybody from a mom to like a bunch of dudes that all listen since college or whatever. I love that part of it. I really do.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how our show started. We were talking, we interviewed a lot of people that kind of came on Adam Carolla whenever, Love Line or radio or friend recommended, that kind of thing.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It's our common bond, or if you will, keeps us all.
It is cool. Like you can like, you see someone in a group, and I'm not like, this is like really like the only like social media group that I really deal with.
Yeah.
After getting kicked out of that other one.
Yeah.
You just can't help yourself. It's your nature, man.
I don't get kicked. Yeah.
The
I get,
the
I
moment
get
Still-
kicked out of groups all the time. It's fine.
I know, I don't.
I really get kicked
I
out of
don't
groups
because
all the
I'm
time.
so likable that
Yeah.
so it confuses me.
You're
I'm
very
still-
funny and all the stuff. Yes, it's
Still very confused.
sorry.
Well, I generally am very caring and put people at ease.
Yes, yes. Hardly any snark or sass coming
Yep.
from Christopher Trail. Yes.
Yep. I just like people to come to me like they are.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, just keep it real. Stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forget what we're talking about. Did you guys wrap it up? Did you guys like kind of come to a conclusion on like the boys and like, what boys and their moms, dads and their moms, that kind of thing?
Oh,
Had to step
boy.
out for a second.
Yeah, I think it all works out in the end was our final take on that. And
Oh.
everybody leaves with a little bit of things that scar them, so
Hmm.
you can be a perfect mom like me and still have kids that are, I'm just kidding.
It's like, damn, this is getting deep.
My kids are perfect. I'm the fucked up one.
I mean, that's a good attitude. You know what I mean? I think that's a
Yep.
good attitude. Like, do
We
whatever
all
I gotta
have
do.
something. We all have something. Everybody has something that like
I will do.
is their thing.
I will do whatever it takes to make sure my kids are normal.
Yeah.
That's what I say to my teachers, the
But
kids
there is
teachers.
no normal. What's normal?
I'm just like at the PTA conference. I'm like, I'll do whatever it takes to make my kid normal.
Yeah. Unless it's be in the PTA.
Yeah, that was funny. Like when we first, because this was like a brand new school, and my wife felt pressured to be in the PTA. I think the first year, and
Yeah.
after that, she was like, "Man, this is a bad scene. It's a bad
Another
scene."
cult.
I'll tell you right now,
Worse.
like I literally had this thought today that like your worst politicians in the country started in the PTA or your local school board.
Yeah.
Man, it's like a petri dish for weasels.
Not weasels.
If
Yeah.
weasels could be grown in a petri dish. I mean, you know what I mean? I realize that weasels aren't,
No, it's full of snark. It's like just a bunch of mean moms that have too much time on their hand.
well, it's weird, folks, that like I think they're good at they want to do this. Like they're missing something. They want to do this. And they want to get involved, but I don't even think they know. Because these are just like normal people going about their lives, and then all of a sudden they have a calling
Yeah.
to be in charge of your kid's curriculum. Like, okay,
Yeah.
what's wrong with these people?
Maybe-
What's wrong with
maybe
them?
They're
Like,
the
why?
ones that peaked in high school, but like in different areas, like the ASB club and whatnot. And it's
I don't
just
know. I maybe, or I'm like maybe they never peaked, and they're just like, oh,
Yes.
I could like actually all it takes.
No, yeah, you're right. You might be onto something. There's
Well,
like,
and
Yeah,
in
I
some
think
in
that's
some
it.
towns, like, and
I'll
then
peek through
someone
my kid.
and then someone tells them that you realize to make it on the local school board, you only have to get like 300 people to vote for you because
Yeah.
so few people turn out and actually vote for these things. Like, you're just like, wow, you mean I could achieve a position of power over like school policies, like bus driver contracts. Like, if I can only just convince 250 people
Yes.
to like my my Facebook picture,
Yeah.
and they're just like, like a part of the
Boosters.
brain, part of the brain goes off. You know what I mean? Just like a dude that's like walking down the street and sees some,
Yep.
some cleavage or something, like the part of the brain that starts lighting up, and it's like, I kind of like the sound of this.
Yep. They do.
And then like all of a sudden they're in a position, and it's like, they have like textbook publishers and like people from the city, the town that also would like to like use the school to further their own ambitions or business or whatever it is. And yeah, they just start telling them how great they are. And it's just like, that's how it happens. These are not like, they're no better than or worse than anybody else, but man, then all of a sudden they're like a congressperson.
One of the moms from my kid's school is running for Congress.
Yeah.
Literally,
I mean, it's like,
she's
it's like
been
crazy.
the vice mayor. She's been a councilwoman, but she did start in the school.
Yeah, even some of those races, like you can win a very powerful seat
Oh yeah,
with
people
very
love her.
few,
I
like
mean,
relatively.
she has one neighborhood that we were from, the basketball neighborhood. Like everybody loves her. Like she is,
Yeah. You can
yeah,
achieve those positions with a relatively small number of people turning out to vote for you.
yeah.
You
Well, she
know, and then
happens
it,
to be great too, though. So
yeah,
Angelique Ashby.
we'll see. You know, and then just like, yeah, it's just wild. I mean, that's just like, I'm sure the same thing happened thousands of years ago. You know, where like, you know, some just normal farmer gets added to a town council,
Yeah,
and
my
all of a sudden, like everybody wants to be his friend. He's like, oh, I like kind of like the feeling of this. You know, like no one wanted to be my friend before. And now I'm on this council, and I get to decide like who gets to plant the most this and harvest when. And like, oh, everybody wants to be my friend. Feels kind of good.
my friend that's the miner, he in Helena, Montana, where the mine's at, he bought a piece of property so that he could join the HOA, and they made him the HOA president. Now that he's the HOA president, they're going to let him mine on a piece of land that hasn't been mined for 35 years. So, I mean, there's a lot of little inside things that you can do if you just
Yeah.
weasel your way around places.
In this area in North Texas where it's just been huge, like massive growth the last 10, 20 years. Yeah. I think if you look kind of back at some of the people that are in charge now, like they were just like sleepy town lawyers, like just like dealing with like real estate contracts 20 years ago. And this started booming, and they were like kind of knew the area, knew the people, knew the judges, knew the people at the courts. And it's very valuable.
Yeah.
So when big developers come, they're like, hey, sleepy town lawyer, you should be the mayor. We'll give you money. You should be the mayor of this town. It's like, you deserve it. And these people, like, they grew up here, like they do great things. But then like all of a sudden it's just like so much progress. It kind of gets out of control.
Yeah.
By the way, Sleepy Town Lawyer is one of my favorite 90s alt rock bands.
Okay.
Is that a real band?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll have to look into it. Manny always hooks up the good songs.
But I think that's what it is. Like
Thank
I just
you,
kind of I was able to witness like the last 20, like 18 years, I've just kind of been able to witness like up close, like like these couple small towns that were kind of not much, just boom. So I don't know. Anyway, what were we talking about? So so you guys wrap that up. Like, yeah, there's a weird different dynamic between like boys and their moms and boys and their dads. And yeah, I think that boy mom relationship kind of hits like critical mass sometime, like teens, where dad can kind of check out, or but like the relationship with the mom gets real complicated.
I don't
Speaking
think I
of
made
that,
what's that?
No, go ahead.
No, I don't think I made things too complicated, but I had my moments. But it was, I think things were more rocky between pops and myself throughout high school. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think my dad and I had a very estranged relationship most of our lives, really, most of my life, really. So my mom, I think, bore the brunt of that, like whatever was missing there.
Yeah. I'm sure that took a toll, or its toll, I should say.
I don't know. She seemed to be doing fine. I think she's very understanding. I think she's also I think she has a pretty good understanding of like, she had a good understanding of like, I'm a single mom and this is a boy. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I think it did hurt, but the fact that she was prepared or like wasn't too surprised by it was like helped her through it, maybe.
That's good.
I don't know. But speaking of boys and moms, or boys and, what appear to be moms, there was some crazy shop teacher.
Oh my goodness.
In Canada.
What would you even do?
Who had giant, like literally like balloons.
So
like
wild.
Chuck E. Cheese size, arcade size balloons for breasts in a sweater. That I think what I read was that they were not attached to her in any way. They were just part of the bra
prosthetic.
package.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if the prosthetic is like technically the right word.
They look so.
The medical term is
I have
prop.
nothing. So they just look so like.
A prosthetic.
So you're just angry at this lady, man, this person.
I mean, I'm not angry. I'm fine with having nothing, but I just like they just look so like they didn't look real. I mean, they just looked like she put 2 watermelons with some toothpicks out the front of them. I mean, they were just huge.
What's your take on like what's the average woman's like, and you speak for all the average women.
Yeah.
Not you are, but
I'm super average, so
you were
yes.
gonna no, you are not, but you were gonna speak for them.
Yes, I will.
One way or another. But like, why isn't the overall take like, no, get out. You will not do this. You are not one of us. Knock it the fuck off. No. Why is there so much sympathy from it seems like from
I don't believe any of it. I don't believe that there is sympathy. I don't believe that people have thoughts about it. I think that everybody cares about their own shit. Everybody cares about their own child, and that the media is telling us that we have thoughts about this, but
I don't see moms like
if that was my
get the hell away from my kid. I don't see that happening. Where are they?
I mean, I imagine that the reason why it's been brought to the public's attention is because there were some moms that were like, no.
Okay, good point. Okay.
Yeah, like not no. And I think the kids probably felt uncomfortable too. I imagine the kids would feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I mean,
well, the reality, I'm sure everybody does, except for that teacher.
That's the part that I don't understand. It's like
that person feels just fine.
I spend my entire existence wishing I was invisible. I love the mask. Like nobody can see you. Nobody knows who you are. Like I can't imagine like drawing attention to these huge.
Maybe this person like a flip just switched and they're just like, I'm so sick of wanting to be invisible. Now I'm going to just like let my freak flags fly all up in your son's face in shop class.
I loved shop class. When I was a kid, that was my favorite class. I got
suspended in Big Trouble in a Shop class. I have a bad memory.
Oh no. I made a bubblegum machine. I made a bread box. I loved shop class. I
made a keychain.
Not a bread box, not a bubblegum machine.
No, not a full-on bubblegum machine. That's pretty intense.
We had had to drill out the little piece and that pulled out, and they had like a little hole.
Okay.
Yeah, you put a jar. Yeah,
she didn't make one where you crank it.
No. It had like a
flap
pole
at the bottom, and
you had to drill out the hole.
Okay.
The perfect size hole. You had to cut that piece perfect to fit in. You had to design and the lathe and all this stuff. My shop teacher only had 9 fingers. The whole deal.
That's the real though. That means he knew what he was doing. Like he had experience,
Yeah. My stepdad was real handy too. And he was like, that is an amazing bread box. So
do you still have it?
I mean, he probably did until he died, but it was a gift for him. But yeah, no, I don't have it still. But it was
my mom recently gave me a box of like old childhood things I had made in like elementary school.
Yeah. I keep that.
I remember like, I was like, that thing brought flashbacks. And I was like, I remember that freaking bird that looked like a platypus that looks like a duck or like something. Yeah.
Yeah. I have so much of that.
Yeah.
Stuff. I love that stuff. It's hard to get rid of. You can't get rid of it. Like I love that.
Yeah. She found like there's a box of things like notes that my dad had written me, things like that, like that I hadn't seen in decades. And it's like things I'd written to my sister, like notes to her, notes to my mom.
I love that.
Yeah, I had to put that stuff away because I like looking at it, it's like makes me feel stuff.
Yeah, stop it immediately. Why are you feeling stuff? You can't be a man and feel stuff. There's
but I can. It's just like, but then at some point it's like
we'd rather you not.
It's 8 o'clock.
We'd rather you not.
It's 8 o'clock on a Friday night.
We'd rather you not.
Time for that kind of stuff's over.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, the shop this
yeah.
Everybody knows it's not okay. Everybody, I think there's an article, like, I'm not crazy about Meghan McCain, but like her term was like, we're just paralyzed by political correctness. Like everybody knows, like everybody knows I gotta get up and get the medicine.
Yeah.
But you're just like frozen on the floor, like paralyzed, like, no, I can't do anything. Can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
feel like the
I think
school
there's going to be
district
there's going to be a huge backlash.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
gonna
I
be
mean,
sad.
it's Canada though, so maybe they're just too polite to care or say anything or
I think outside of Canada and the United States, the rest of the world is like, what the hell are you people doing?
yeah.
Like even in the UK, they've figured out like this is butchery. Some of the stuff is just butchery. But like the rest of the world's like, what are you doing? So it's like us. It's really just us that's like got
It
this
is.
weird thing going on. I don't know.
Good versus evil.
Yeah, I mean it's again once again it's the human condition, like people just like acting out and then
Yeah.
other people reacting to it, and in this case other people are just like, let's let the person act out.
Yeah.
Other times in history the human condition has been like, no, you will not act out. Something bad's going to happen to make you stop.
Yeah.
And it's just very complicated. It's always just really, I don't know. You have some personal, I like discussing these big topics, like in all seriousness, like taking them serious for a few minutes. Like you have some personal experience with this issue.
Yeah.
If
No, I do. I love
the best way
I love
put it,
somebody who's trans. I absolutely am obsessed with somebody who's trans, and I feel like
why would you use the word obsessed?
I just love him. I love him so much. I think he's such a great person, and I think that I don't think I grew up in like I'm 49 years old, and I grew up during the AIDS epidemic, if you will, and I always just felt like no one chooses to be gay. No one chooses to be picked on. No one, because maybe I'm a person of color and I understand like what it feels like to be looked at as different, that no one would choose that. So if you are gay or you are trans, I don't feel like that is a choice for the majority of the people. And I do feel like some people, like maybe this shop teacher, maybe there's something else going on there where you're like dying for this attention, or you're dying for people to look at you. But the person that I know and love that's trans, their experience is more like they just want to be who they are, like this is who I am, this is my name, this is like, there should be no explanation. Like I'm Quana, you're Christopher, like this person is this person, like that should just be it. And I think that, like myself, like I prefer to be under the radar. Like I would prefer people to not notice me. And I think that that is the same for this person that I know that's trans. I feel like his experience is more difficult because I love him. I've educated myself on the trans experience, and I feel like we have been systematically conditioned to hate them. If you think about movies and media and stories like this teacher, we're conditioned to be fearful, and like
it's an otherism, a form of other, like whether it's skin color, behavior, dress, whatever. It's like, like put those people, okay.
But
yeah, no, I'm with you.
Early, like in the 30s and 40s, like in movies and things of this nature, we have been told that this is like scary or bad and gross. Like remember the movie where like the Crying Game, for example, and then the Ace Ventura movie that came out after, like it's just a lot of hatred for something that we don't understand, but it's something that's been happening. Like you can go back and this has always been happening. This is just a thing that is. It just is.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. Like, is the sign like the maybe the medical term is gender dysphoria?
I think originally maybe
it's kind of an is like, I mean, everybody says like trans now, but like there's like there's real technical terms for, and not just one, but probably multiple, for like degrees of these things that people are going through. And I try to think about it like as like you are, of course, like through like just individual by individual,
Yeah.
right? Like individual by individual, like people go through some shit. Like
Yes.
you can
Oh
be
my
straight,
goodness.
normal, whatever. You're going through some shit about this, or you could like, yeah, or you could like be going through something like this where like there's not a lot of documented science about it. It's been taboo for so long that there really isn't a lot of study, you know, and then when something's unknown, like it makes it more of like a wild place to be, whether
Yeah.
you're observing it as a professional doctor, whatever researcher, or you're in it. Like there's
Right.
just wild acting out. Like, you know, I mean, you know, it's like everybody's seen the videos. You see folks like kind of, you know, based on just societal norms and even considering like degrees of difference from norms, like, you know, like from like guy wears purple and pink and then like
Yeah.
pink hair. Like there's
Or
degrees.
paints
Like
their
it's
nails. Like
really,
some
yeah, it's
guys
like,
recently have been painting their nails, like straight
yeah,
guys.
I got a nephew that's got, you know, I'll just say he's rolling in fashion.
Well, I just feel
But
like
yeah, like
more and more it's going to be accepted. And like it just like
maybe it is. I mean, I don't know if it is or not. I don't know that we need to really even think that it is or isn't it. We just need to think that there are always degrees of like there's always a societal norm and there's always 1,000 degrees of difference between that, like always, whether you're in, you know,
trans
ancient
is not
Rome
new.
or wherever.
The trans condition is not new though. It's just not.
Let's say the gender dysphoria is not new. You know, like what we know as the modern day trans movement, that could be new. Like the underlying conditions, the underlying medical
I feel
conditions,
like people
psychological
getting
conditions
into
are not new.
yeah. Yes.
Library drag shows for kids are new. Gender
Yeah.
dysphoria is not new. I mean, I think it's documented, like
And
well
I feel like
documented in
library
Native
drag shows
American
are
culture.
different. Library drag shows are different than being trans. I feel like drag and trans are two different things.
Right. But when
just
you're using the word, you know, not, and I'm not being argumentative because I think
No.
we're really like we have good hearts and we're on the same page in the end. But like you use the trans, like that even the trans term to like cover all these things is really
broad. You're right.
even first if I'm talking to someone like, you know, even from where I am kind of like, I'm not quite sure. Like if I'm talking to someone that's pro-trans, I'd be like, you should stop using that term because there's a lot of degrees in there. And that term covers drag shows for kids at libraries. Like that term has, it doesn't like, you may not think it does, but in 2022 in the media and common media, like common society, like that word now includes those things that are very bizarre. So I think I try to stick to like gender dysphoria, like,
and I think
for
that is a
millennia,
media thing though. I think that is like
it's a media thing,
like
but we're
people
not
wanting it to be like they want the hatred, they want the fear, they want like the same as they want black and white and Republican and Democrat. Like they want us to hate each other. Like that is the message that should be clear to everybody, is that they want us to just like, how many trans people do you know that you need to hate? Like probably none.
Yeah, none.
So like
none,
why?
no.
Like why have this thought about it or an opinion? Like my husband said, like it's all fun and game until, you know, you have a trans person in your house that you have to deal with and find out how they are and love them and be around them.
Well, I think, you know, you again, I think we're really close on this, but like you say, why do you feel like, why do you feel threatened? It's like, you say that in a way where it's like, you have no reason. And like, you're just being silly for feeling that way. Well, it's because there are these shows at libraries and there are movements at our schools and they're like teachers that we know are like getting real down with this thing. And like, you know, and I'm not making things up. I'm not being conspiratorial. Like there are teachers in this country, like thousands of them, that are really do actually think that they can have these private conversations with your kid that they know for 9 whole months
horrible
about these things without your knowledge. So when people say when you say something like, you don't know any of these people, like, why are you so well, because there's there's some organizations that claim to represent these people that don't
Yeah.
seem to be like getting shouted down, that seem to be getting a lot of support from this community, that
There are also a lot of
support things that people find not okay with. And they're okay to feel that way. You know, it's not wrong for someone to feel like, no, sorry, I don't want to come after you. I don't want to like deny you something, but I'm not cool with you, you know, supporting an organization that tries to get these textbooks in my school or like, or whatever. So I don't think it's as simple as being like, what's your problem? It's like, well, I think there's some legitimate claims by the side that's afraid. And I
think that in a school setting that it shouldn't, like, I don't think I should have to explain to my children about their trans teacher. I don't feel like, or their gay teacher. I come from an era where you didn't know your teacher had a first name, you know? So I don't think I need to know anything about a teacher one way or another. Right, Annie?
To take the other side of that, I think the other side of that argument, which I'm not on, but I can understand where they come from. And I always try to steel man, you know, the other side is like that. Well, you kind of did know, like I knew Mrs. Uhanic had a husband, you know, in the second grade. I mean, and I wanted to run him over because I loved her so much. You know, I crushed her. Like I knew she had a husband and like kids. Like I knew her lifestyle.
Yeah.
Maybe I assumed it. They weren't really trying to hide the fact that, you know, like they probably didn't really have there was probably no like thought back then, like I shouldn't mention my husband. Like they were freely doing that. You know,
when I was a kid, different, but like I worked in my kids' classrooms, like both of their classrooms, K through 12. I worked in their classrooms, and like those teachers. So my daughter graduated in 2014. So in that span of 12 years, they weren't announcing that. Like it wasn't like they were talking about their husbands or their
it's
things.
But it's not an announcement. It's more just like
who you are as a human.
Hey, do you have do you have kids? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Like, and what are the names? Well, one's Jack Jr. Oh, okay. Well, then you have a husband. You're married to a man. So like, there are enough good, legitimate, like reasonable arguments to be made against why we should slow down on some of this stuff.
Sure.
I don't feel the need to say things like, when I was in elementary school, I didn't know anything about, I didn't know my teacher had a this or the first name or whatever. It's like, no, well, you did. You really did. And what's with like, what's with like 50-year-old conservative dudes, like trying to claim that they were aware of anything when they were in second or third grade? I had no fucking clue what was going on in second grade. You know, I just kind of do the logic to like, I knew my teacher was married and because she had kids and because she had a picture. It's like, so this whole game where it's like, when I was growing up, I didn't even know my teacher, you know. Yeah, you did.
Do you want to hear something horrible? When I was in third grade, I had a huge crush on my teacher, and my mom was horrible, but she went out on a date on Friday night, and on Saturday morning when I woke up, he was in her bed.
Dang.
So I guess you do know some things about your teachers.
As the world turns.
Do, like, you
Robin
know what I mean?
Durfee loved my mom.
People will share those memes. People will share a meme like that. Like, when I was in second grade, I didn't even know my teacher had a face. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like what's like, that's just, I get your point. I get kind of the spirit behind that, but
yeah, like, my kindergarten
don't
teacher
pretend
was
to be
Jehovah's
retarded.
Witness,
You know?
and she told us that Santa Claus wasn't real. So I mean, I guess I did know that too.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew that kind of stuff because it was just, you know, I guarantee you, like a gay person, you know, like going to elementary school in the 80s, was like picking up on all those things.
Okay.
So it's like this idea that everybody was just like gender, marital, relationship, lifestyle neutral back then is a farce, and it's just stupid. I don't understand why people need to bring up.
So if that's the case, so is it so bad for your children to now know that their teacher's gay, or their teacher is trans, or their teacher has adopted children from another country that aren't the same color? Like, does any of it matter? Like, it just is what it is in today's society.
It doesn't matter. I think that parents feel like are in a good are good in that little place right there where like, hey, it's going to come up in passing, just like
Yeah.
anything. Like you have a dog, you have a cat, whatever. It's going to come up in passing, like your dog died. Your students will know about that.
It's a new type of conditioning going on before our eyes.
It's more like oh well,
everyone's just divulging everything.
Yeah.
Like, can you condition somebody to be trans?
No,
not that. Just like the willingness to spout off information.
A lot of sharing,
oversharing, I should say, about information that you'd only probably share amongst family or really close friends.
Bringing it back to the individual level. Like, man, if my son out of 12 years has like a couple like oversharing kind of nutty teachers, normal life.
Yeah.
If my son is in a school district where if my son is living in a school district where there is a very powerful book publisher that is concerned about their ESG rating and believes, like their particular, executive board is very big on CRT and like trans and like very, very, very supportive of like gender affirming and all like different medical treatments, then there's like a concerted, organized effort to like take something from an individual experience, like individual relationship with a teacher, to like no, this is part of the curriculum now. This is part of the construct, right? They're saying, well, hey, like man and women and heterosexual, whatever, this is all part of a construct. They're just like, they're not saying that's bad. They're just like, no, we're going to change the construct. We want to make, we would still like, we don't want to destroy the construct. We just want to make it, like, we just want to get a piece of that construct,
This is why you got to homeschool.
Yeah. Homeschool, or like, yell at your kids a lot.
Oh yeah. Either one of those.
Make your kid listen to a lot of country music. Make your kid listen to a lot of country music about drinking in America.
Reba. A lot of Reba.
Yeah. Drinking like a lot of heartbreak, drinking, bars, prison.
Yeah.
Things to avoid, things to cherish. Yeah, but I'm like I try to bring it to the individual level. So like if I have my son as a teacher that has a life, like, I want my son to understand that like that's a person.
Yeah.
They have an experience, whatever. But if there's like a system, if there's some kind of organizational, like structural change effort to happen to like make it so that like this teacher can have like secret conversations with my kids. Okay.
That's the thing too.
I know
like,
it when I see
in the classroom, it's weird. Like the whole thing is like, it's like a different environment at school.
Yeah. You know it when you see it. Like when there's something like someone steps the line, it's hard to define, but you know it when you see it, and I see it. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
And there's
then it's your job to fix it for your child. Like that's the bottom line.
Oh, trust me. Yeah. My son.
That's the bottom line. You can't worry about the rest of them. You got to fix it for your child. And
that's
a parent's obligation, responsibility.
There's a lot of parents that are allowing the, schools to raise their kids for sure. Some of them, are maybe in tough positions where there's not a lot of time. It's tough. I like to see our society move to like more of like I don't know, it's kind of a hippie thing to say, but like where people can kind of like
takes a village.
Like kind of like what is it called? Like drop out, a little bit. And it doesn't mean you can't have a cell phone. Maybe you might have a cricket phone or something, but you could like just not be a part of the rat race. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the crunchy moms. They fascinate me. Like they just don't care. Like they don't let anybody tell them what to do with their kids. I follow a lady. I buy my oil from her, and she like has her.
What oil?
All of my oils. She had a baby
these
at
like
home in a
essential
bathtub.
oils?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like literally had a baby at home in a bathtub. None of her kids have been vaccinated. Like she does not give a fuck about what they say she has to do. I mean, my kids are vaccinated. Like I had them in a hospital or whatever. She's like, no, not doing that. Sorry. At home.
I totally respect that.
I do too.
Um,
I
I
mean, I
think
think
if
it's the
as long as
baddest.
that I think as long as that person like accepts that these are your choices, there's a
Yeah.
little bit of added risk. Like, the medical establishment would make you think that, you are taking an insane risk.
You're a terrible person.
You're adding like a tiny bit of risk. And as long as that person, is intellectually honest and
Yeah.
accepts that they've put themselves, their family into that little bit of risk, well, then if something does go wrong and the ambulance doesn't show up for a little too late and then like you gotta,
That's life.
don't be suing the ambulance service. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of what you did. Just like if you own a homestead, and have like a midwife deliver your kids in the middle of Alaska, like that, you're taking a little extra risk.
Yeah, but women have been having kids
As
in the
long,
middle of
yeah, as
fields for the
long,
beginning of time.
yeah,
So
yeah, you can do it. 1,000,000% you can do it. Totally possible. Been happening a long time, but
I'd
just know
rather
that,
have
like,
an epidural personally, but if you're gonna have a baby in a bathtub, I feel like go ahead.
yeah,
God
like
bless
know
you.
your risks. I remember before our first was when we watched all those documentaries about hospitals, like, like why are so many like, like you read those, you see those things, and it's like most
Yeah.
C-sections are happen on a Friday afternoon,
I
or
never.
at some point that's what happened, because it was like doctors were like, I got some plans this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, let me take a look. Yeah, we're gonna have to take it out. It's getting
I
pretty
am
late.
glad that I was uninformed. Like I'm glad I only had the book because I feel
Yeah.
like now I've taken a step back since my life fell apart, like from gathering information every day. Like it's too overwhelming. My life is too messed up to like be gathering world information. So I've been completely turned off from it.
Yeah,
But
sometimes you got to do that. Yeah, you can
I was
only.
thinking
Yeah.
today, like, gosh, I'm not even worried about a food crisis. Like I haven't heard about it. I haven't heard anything because I'm not listening. So I think that like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that when I had kids that I didn't have that information, like in my head, like I just, sent my son off to get a circumcision and give him all the shots in their leg and
Yeah.
rolled out.
The food crisis for us in America is going to be like some people having to like wait in lines to get free food given to them and loaded in their car for them. And like
Yeah.
in the other parts of the world, this food crisis is going to be like, oh, my kid just died.
Yeah. I hope it's
So
not.
yeah, I don't know about what kind of crisis we're going to have here, but things will be different next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of statistics about that. I don't know now, like that was a period, but then like there was part of like an industry that was like, you need to just have C-sections anyway.
Yeah.
So now it went from like, well, they were all kind of happening on Friday afternoons to they're just being scheduled like to make the doctors and the facilities have just like nice evenly paced weeks, Monday through Friday.
And the convenience for the mother too. Like I can schedule when I'm off work and I'm going to have my baby this.
Yeah.
day
Moms should be honest
and have
about
this
that,
2 weeks. So,
about the fact that you're kind of thinking about that. And it's
I
on
think
a
a lot of
certain
moms are
day.
honest about that's like that
Yeah.
the baby will be scheduled into their life. Sure.
So then like if like there's something, like I don't know that there's like really huge detriments to C-sections. Our twins were born that way because the doctor convinced us that we were crazy to risk a natural birth.
Because they're twins?
Yeah. Yeah. Because for him and his practice and his insurance rating and all that, like the percentage of something going wrong goes from 4% to 5.1%. So
I wonder what the price
mind,
point is on a C-section.
Yeah, I mean, I almost strangled this guy in the NICU. But like that's their calculation. I always say like no one cares about your children or your unborn children as much as you.
Yeah.
Like your doctor, like the hospital admin.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They don't give a shit about your kids, your unborn kids, whatever.
They don't care.
But like, yeah, so that was his calculation. So I mean, I remember like these conversations with my wife. She was just really struggling with this. Like, he's scaring us into doing this. And like at the point where I was like, when we'd be like, what do you mean pick a date? Like, he'd be like, his answer would be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You know, like, yeah, like this is like, why would you guys take this risk? Like, doesn't it sound wonderful to like, have it scheduled for 10 a.m. on the 10th?
Isn't it like a huge scar too? Like it just seems like so much more recovery for the mom. Like it's so
It is more,
stressed.
but part of the industry is like making that recovery a lot easier, like better stitches, better what treatments, better therapy, better whatever, so that it's not that bad. So that they're not telling their other friends like how bad it was. Right. They were just like, no. It was done. It was all like, it was healed up really fast, and they gave me medication. So I didn't feel a thing. And
It's just
they
like
want you. They want you to do that. Anyway, so we're in the NICU, a few hours after our babies are like having a hard time breathing and being officially admitted. This son of a bitch is in there, and my wife is like really upset. And I'm sitting there like,
Were they early? Why were they having trouble breathing?
They were on time for him, but it turns out they were early. Yeah, they were early.
Christopher.
Yeah. So like this guy's like, he literally was like to my wife, he's like, what's wrong? And I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, like in my head, I'm like, if I strangle this guy right now, like what happens to me? Like, it's not good. Like
Prison.
Shouldn't do that. But man, I could strangle this guy and I would be morally okay with it. I'd be bad. I feel bad because I wouldn't be around my family, but this guy deserves it to be strangled out.
Whoa.
To be choked out right here. Cause he was just like, what's wrong? Like it was incredible. I mean, it was like,
how early were your girls?
Probably just a week. They were in the NICU for exactly a week.
Wow.
Because they came out and they were just like their blood, like the rating, whatever the thing they're hooked up to, is just like not at the right level. So then we had to go to the NICU and they're like there in limbo. And then because they don't want to officially put them in there, because then once they're officially in there, then there's like a whole nother protocol for when they can get out. So they do actually take their time. Like maybe these babies will like kind of snap out of it in a few hours. Yeah. But we'll kind of keep them in the middle. But yeah, I was, oh man.
I wonder.
I like to think about that. So it was such a joyous moment.
Surgery costs more than the delivery.
I mean,
people are so amazed when they think that medicine is a business. It's a business. Like, is it more money? That's the money. It's money.
I bet you a delivery costs more, but I bet you that they can't fit in as many natural deliveries in a week, can they?
Yeah, because it takes time.
You can schedule a lot of C-sections. You can't really schedule a natural delivery.
You can't.
That's true.
Could happen on Saturday in the middle of tea time, man.
Motherfuckers, it absolutely can.
Neither one of my classic car show.
Neither one of my doctors delivered my children. The doctors that I saw the entire time I was pregnant, neither one of them delivered my babies. When I got to the hospital, it was just somebody else.
Our first one,
how cold?
Did
I know?
She actually showed up at our first one did. She showed up at 6 a.m. and delivered our son.
Yeah,
that was a great experience. Like really felt cared about and all that. Felt whatever. But the second one, no, because it was scheduled, and he was like, "Well, I don't do C-sections. Like, I'm just I take your money here."
Yeah, it is.
And then I take your money here, and I have no risk. And then like they assume all the risk, and I just show up at 12 hours later and ask you what's wrong. It's like, well, I'll tell you what's wrong. We're in the freaking NICU with our babies. They got like tubes up their noses. They've got things like all over their bodies, and they're like really tiny. I was like, I mean, I don't know, man. I personally, you put me on that jury, I would not convict.
Yeah, no.
I'd be like, oh, he had it coming.
Totally. An ass beaten? Yeah, it's not like you're going to kill him. You're just going to kick his ass. I'd let you off.
Yeah. Just a light ass whooping. That's all. No, I'm like, no. But I think sometimes, like, why that happens is because no dad does.
Wow.
That's why it happens, because no dad's like, hey, everybody, get your cameras out, get your phones out, and take some pictures, because we're about to send a message. We're about to send a message to the medical community. You're about to see one of your own get choked out in the NICU. because
With an
he was so
umbilical
sure,
cord.
because he was so sure that, this was the date. And that anything past this date was risking, their lives, Turns out, no idea. He had no idea.
Bastard.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, everybody like gather around. But that's what happens. Like, like that's why these surgeries are happening on children. Like, that's why, like, like
There
breasts are being
aren't-
cut off of 12-year-old girls. And because no dad's like, I'm going to choke you out, doctor.
The men are missing in our life. They're missing.
I'm not advocating for violence. I'm saying like, kind of like,
You're just championing self-defense.
I'm saying that people should admit that violence rights wrongs.
I always say that it's very clear that not a lot of people have been smacked in the mouth for something that's come out of it. And it's clear, like they just have the boldness to type things that they would never say to somebody's face. I've had people in that Adam Carolla group say things to me that never.
I do try to keep it. I really do. I do. Like my litmus test is like, would I say this is person's face, knowing
For me,
that
always.
we might have to throw down? I'm like, yeah, I will.
For me, always. Every single thing I've
Okay.
ever said.
I'm getting
yes.
pretty old. Like if I get beat up or whatever because I run my mouth, like I'm all right. I could live with that.
I've definitely had my mouth smacked for things I've said. So yes, I am prepared for every single thing that I say. Let's go. We have to talk about it. We'll talk about it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, like the whole like I'll call someone like nonsense, like the things I'll do. Like, I'll call someone a pussy or nonsense, or like you're like what you're saying makes no sense. Like I'm, that's the kind of stuff. But like
you
like
got into it with
people
that guy in there this week. What was his name?
Oh, Rich, Dave Rich.
No, it was somebody else.
Oh, someone else. Oh, I don't. Kind of a drive-by attacker as well.
No, you were getting drunk on a Sunday and you were going to let him have it. Who was it? Was it Jeremy Claybaugh? Who was it?
Oh,
Somebody was going unhinged on you this past weekend.
Oh, that was Dave.
Okay, Dave.
Was that Sandoval guy?
Sandoval. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he loses it. I was having a good time, like Saturday, Sunday, like we had people over.
He pulled out Bible
I was just checking my Yeah, like multiple.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Impressive.
I would just like check my notifications every now and then. They'd be like 8. Like, oh,
I love that when you get someone riled up. That's my favorite.
Then I would just be like, I'm gonna give this dude like 30 seconds of my time.
I love when the conversation disappears, like when they block you. That's my favorite.
I don't know. Some of those guys are kind of confusing because I think sometimes they're trying to like, I don't know, they're trying to be funny.
Now that I'm an admin, Manny, tell me what I'm supposed to do. I look at those comments and I'm like, this is lame. Like, I don't want to approve this. This isn't even funny. Like, if I had to read this, I'd be mad. Like, I want to delete it. Can I do that?
I delete plenty of them that I find unfunny and lame. So it's okay if you.
I love this power. You unfunny motherfucker. Click, gone.
I think you guys got to let them go and just let them be roasted. Like that's how society.
So
like instead of don't protect them from themselves. You know what I mean?
I've done that a few times too, but either way, it's just like,
Good point. But some of them are just so stupid. I'm like, is this even show related? Like, where did this come from? Who are you talking to? You have
I like to know. Like, I'm like, man, I listen to the same podcast. Is this dumb son of a bitch? Like,
yeah. You're right. Okay, I'll start.
Like, I just want to know. Like, I'm still gonna listen to that Ace Man, but I just want to know that like there's some real
that was my
out
question
there.
though. It feels like maybe like they've been protecting us. Like that was my legit question. Like, have the admins been protecting us all these years and I didn't realize it? Because there's
this whole approval thing's only a couple years old, if that.
So lame. There's some real lames just submitting stuff. I'm like, who are these people?
I don't like it because I'll post something that I think is really funny on my way to work, but then it won't get approved till midday, and then it gets approved, and it's like that wasn't funny at all.
Hey, slide in the DMs. I'll approve it.
But then I forget, Oh yeah, I do sometimes to Rob and Manny. I would actually be like, hey, check it out. Then I realized like they
I said something
have like
funny.
they have tons of stuff built up, so I feel bad like even mentioning because they probably takes them like 10 minutes to like scroll
Mention it to
through
me.
all the.
It's fine. I got time.
Okay.
I got nothing but time. I got you. I'm here for it. I'm so glad you guys gave me that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I noticed that just a few days ago. Good on you.
The best. Yeah,
We need backup sometimes.
that's right. I'm here. I'm back up.
Yeah, you're honored, and they're just like,
I know. I'm like,
You
yeah.
gotta finally find other putts to do this shit. Like I want to hang. I don't want to do this on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll deal with it throughout the week.
Like I don't want to review Dan Cos's posts when
No,
like
I love Dan Cos. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Dan Cos.
I would say that, but then he was like
Oh my
he
God,
declared it
his
he declared it
girlfriend.
his achievement day. It's like he doesn't even listen to the Ace Man. It's like
I
it's your
just think he
parents.
doesn't give a fuck. He
Does.
lives,
That's true.
He
He's
lives by the
cute.
beat of his own drum. He don't give a
I
fuck.
love him.
That's why I'm so torn on Cos because I do love him and it's like he just does. He just definitely is what's that? He's his own what's the saying? He
He's his own island.
Dances to the beat of a whatever, his own rhythm, something drummer.
His own drum.
His fiance is so beautiful and sweet, and her hair, like she's gorgeous. Like I can't even believe
I
it.
believe it.
Yeah.
Cos the player. He's a
Yeah.
player. He's
Well, he's got that massage therapy or
yeah, he's
something.
a physical
Got the
therapist to get you
hands,
feeling good. Get you feeling
Mhm.
good. He's got those wonderful hands. Trust me, you know.
Oh, trust you. Okay, good.
I've been to LA. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay.
I was about to
I know he's a
say.
terrible driver.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Hell of a masseuse, terrible driver, terrible speller.
Hey, we're not all perfect, all right?
Voice text. He's voice texting.
Well, I'm glad that he found his perfect 10 because when he came on, like,
Yeah.
he told
I
us
mean,
his requirements and
Very strict.
I thought that girl was going to be impossible to find, but here we are.
play
We
on
found
player.
somebody that, yeah, he's way shooting out of his league with this one. I'm telling you, so cute.
Well, hopefully he knows that. I don't know.
I hope
I
he
think
does.
he's aware.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
should know by now.
so cute. Oh my
It'd be very
gosh.
cause for him not to know that though.
Yeah, you know what? You do have a point there. But
Mhm,
like
mhm.
she bought him tickets to the Adam Carolla and Friends event, which seemed
That's
pretty,
good.
yeah, like hard to get tickets or whatever. Even
unpredictable.
Addie didn't have tickets. Like she seems to get him, which is cute. I think that's good.
Good. I couldn't be happier. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I
Great
think
guy.
so too.
What were we talking about?
Y'all want to start bringing it home?
I thought we were going to talk about these trans people again.
I think we
No,
covered
but-
them plenty.
Big
Like,
tits.
I don't know. Like, I really feel for people. I really do think there's individuals going through really difficult things. I think there's people that are like now trying to capitalize on them for money.
Yeah.
You know, all
Well,
this-
look at Stephanie
because bottom
Wilder.
line is like
Taylor.
therapy, like weekly therapy, just like counseling
Yeah.
or even twice a week therapy counseling is just not very profitable.
Yeah.
Major surgeries, drugs, prescriptions, lifetime prescriptions. Oh, big money, big money.
It's a business.
And ultimately,
I tell
like,
people
I
that
always-
every day.
Yeah, like I always think like everything, like the human condition is follow the money. Follow the money, whether it's politics, school board, you know, like textbooks,
All of it.
follow the money.
Follow the money.
Like there's some like this whole movement's not happening pro bono.
No.
Guarantee you that.
Nope.
Guarantee you that. Not happening pro bono. Like there's a lot of people making money off this and
Dirty money and intention. Like it's calculated. It's all
yeah. I think there's gonna be a like okay, so yeah, to wrap it, I think there's gonna be a really bad backlash. I don't think that's good. Some people are like, yeah, you know, like we're winning. It's like, no, yeah, in some ways you are like it's man, you know, like people are finding out, shining a light on these things, curriculum things, like hospitals doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's I don't know.
I
my
lost your
train
steam
of thought,
there.
too. I did.
It's all right.
I did.
Hey, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to all the people, all the recent subscribers on YouTube. I was checking out earlier the numbers and the subscribers. They've jumped up a bit.
Yay. Well, I've been
Yeah.
telling people
I wonder
to.
why that is.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Yay.
everyone, for supporting and watching and tuning in,
Yes.
downloading. All the international fans as well. We see you out there. I see you at least. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. They're just people that have
Holla.
like those. That's like our boy Ramon, who's got like one of those like private VPN, like virtual VPN.
I love Ramon. When he
So like it makes it
seriously,
look
he
like
put
he's
me-
watching from
Yeah, you're right. It's
Bogota.
just, yeah, it's just
Ramon
him
put
fucking with
me-
us.
Ramon put me in his friends and family on Instagram, and I felt like
Aw,
I
how
was
sweet.
like watching his little plants grow. So
I know I
proud
can't
of
follow him because I'm just like, damn, I got to move to California and hang out with this guy.
So funny.
Become a farmer all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just like, what country does he live in? Like, what?
This little baby's so cute. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
Yeah,
El-
because if
El
you think of like
Flaco is a
old
dad.
school, if you think of old school Ramon as a dad, like it's so funny. I love that.
He's a cool
Love that
dad.
group. Yeah.
He'll be vigilant.
Holla.
He'll be vigilant.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be watching out.
Yep.
Anyway, when I remember what I was thinking about earlier, I'll finish my thought. But for now, I don't know. I should probably be done talking.
All right. Well, I'm gonna miss
I
you
don't know.
guys next
How
week.
long have we been going on?
2
Close
hours.
to 2 hours, yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, Quana's got Steve Miller Band tickets next weekend.
But I'll be back the
gonna-
following week if you guys will have me. So,
of course, we were gonna want to
yeah.
recap and how
yeah,
you liked the show.
should be interesting. So we'll
Totally.
see. I haven't
I
been to
love
a
Steve Miller
concert in
Band.
forever. Yeah.
I love Steve
Great.
Miller Band. I know Ace Man, he always rags on him. But I think, like
He's a joker.
there's a lot of stuff like with Adam, like they just
Midnight
become
Toker.
bits.
That's me.
They become bits of his for so long that's like he doesn't realize that when Steve Miller Band comes on, he actually listens to it.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
and as does everyone.
Who's
like-
he talking to?
I know. That was the
He's
tape.
using Rogaine or whatever the color thing is. Grecian formula
Oh,
has
yeah,
changed.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
doesn't get to talk to people
Yeah.
anymore now that he's
Yeah,
trying to
go
be like
have
a
your teeth
redhead.
whiten. Yeah, go have your
Yeah.
teeth whiten there.
Mm.
No, but like Steve Miller Band Greatest Hits was a tape in my car senior year, driving around party to party.
Yeah.
Oh man, good times.
It's a small venue too, and it's like 4 minutes from my front door. So I'm excited.
Hell
It'll be
yeah,
fun.
that's even better.
Yeah, and we're gonna I guess we're gonna do a little pool cabana the day of and like hang out there and then come back and get ready for the show and then go back. So it's gonna be a fun day. I'm excited.
Just
Yeah,
the two of you?
That sounds like a hell of a vibe. I'm down for that. Yeah.
I know. Caught a vibe.
Manny and I are also going to go get our own cabana. It's not going to be
Well,
as good.
He did say that it seats up to 6 and I can invite whoever I want. So I mean, if you guys
No,
wanna
we're getting our
come
own.
and hang
We
out
like,
in the cabana.
We like a little privacy.
Chris wants to hit the kabong a
The
few
cabal.
times. Yeah, and inside the cabana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be good times.
El cabal.
It's been so long.
Yeah. All right.
But was there anything else? I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. We'll be
Shout out to
adding the
Robbie again.
Yeah, hopefully
Robbie.
is everything all right with you, Mr. Spotlight, and your familia.
And Laura Renee, we want to send her some love too. She's had a hard
Mm.
week.
Totally.
So
Yeah,
What-
I've thought about that a lot. I really don't know what the proper thing to do or say is, but yeah, obviously
we just love her and we're
we all love some
her.
hi hat, even
love
though she's
her.
never graced our show.
She's-
Wow.
She was on briefly once, but you
A-
weren't there for it.
a
so,
big part of it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she did join our Zoom calls a few times, our Friday
Yeah.
nights. So, but thinking
She's-
about how to revive that somehow, like on Saturdays or after our show on Fridays.
let's do it. I'd love that. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, I'm ready to like usually on Fridays when it's time to stop recording, I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Right. Maybe
Even-
we should do like a pre-party, like get everybody online and listening, and then launch our show.
That's a
Do
good idea.
like a little
Do it
like a
backwards.
30-minute
Interesting.
happy hour before that we're pre-lubing anyways, get people excited.
I
That'd
like
be
it.
fun. I'd love that.
I love that. I love the
2
ideas.
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
In 2 weeks. What
All
day
right,
is
fuck
that?
it. Let's go for it.
Let's fuck it.
Next week we'll be back with a normal boring show.
Yeah.
before
So
that.
yeah, it'll be the first weekend of October actually.
Let's do that. That'll be so fun.
Yeah.
Is that like the fur? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first weekend
Yeah, that's a
of
good
October.
idea. Let's get that talking up and all that.
And that week before, like I'll go in the group and like kind of really promote it and like get some people on. That was so fun. I did enjoy that. Those like Kevin Rice and Sean Zimmerman, like
Mhm.
those guys are so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
fun.
fun.
Let's do that. Let's get Kevin Rice super drunk.
I think
You know,
that's
he's
just a-
that dude's like, this is 130-year-old scotch. This is not double malt, not single malt, it's zero malt.
Yeah, he knows everything.
is
He's
zero-
got all the
This
answers.
is zero
I love
malt
that.
scotch,
I love a guy that has all the answers. I love it.
0.5 malt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work with someone that has all the answers,
I
man.
love that. That's good.
Limited time.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So we'll do like a happy hour before, and that'll give people something to look forward to. Maybe Jane will join us.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. He's always like kind of like right close to getting back on here.
Yeah. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
So, all right. Well, yeah, I guess I'm all out. Yeah, I didn't really come prepared tonight. I had like 3 shows worth of Martha's Vineyard migrant jokes.
Oh boy.
That's all right. I think.
And then they got shipped off, and it's like, man, just throw them right. I got to throw them all in the trash.
That's
Yeah,
the thing
man.
with the news. Like if it happens on Monday, by the time
Just
we
like those
record on
migrants.
Friday, it's over.
That is weird if you do like a 1 episode a week show. Like something will
Yeah.
happen like the day after, and you'd be like, wow, that's something to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this world we're living in, 6 days later, it's like,
no one cares.
that-
There's already
no
been the
one-
school
yeah.
shooting, the trans teacher with the boobs. I mean, so much stuff has happened since then.
I would like to encourage all the young male students of that Canadian school district to, go to the Pepperidge Farm store.
because they remember.
Yes. Remember that. Listen to me now and hear me later. Remember later as well. And get yourself a 12-inch summer sausage.
Do that
wedge-
anyways. Everybody, Canadian
Yeah.
kids only, like everybody do that.
You are fully licensed to just wedge that bad boy down your jeans and limp around the halls of your school the
Oh.
rest of the school year. And
Okay.
just
I
send an equal a message.
Okay. I thought we were going like just deli meats to feel better, but I like your idea too.
I mean, there's
that's-
nothing saying you can't get it, whip out, this is Canada. They all got a pocket knife on them, whip it out.
Yeah.
Cut yourself off.
some
little
honey
piece of summer
mustard in your
sauce,
pocket.
maybe some smoked cheddar,
Yeah.
and then just wedge it back down there and
Oh.
send the message to the rest of your classmates that you're packing
Okay.
sausage.
Both heats that you're packing, like if you're hacking like a piece to cut off or you're packing
yep.
it
Any of
gray
you
sweatpants style, it all
any of
works.
you
for me.
young Canadian white girls that feel like you need to get some butt implants, now's
Yeah.
the time. Fully,
Yeah.
go
hamburger buns.
at it. Go
Yeah.
full Kim Kardashian
2 cantaloupes
size.
cut in half. Just
Yeah,
stuff them in your pants.
get yourself a fresh badonkadonk and flaunt it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Like
Put 'em
you can
in
do
some
whatever you
Spanx.
want. Yeah, man.
The world
you-
is
all the
literally their oyster
furries.
in Canada.
All you furries in Canada, which is like 30% of them, like wear your tail to school.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I saw a car, like I'm not really sure about this actually, but I saw a car and it had like this weird bumper window sticker on the back. It wasn't a bumper sticker, it's a window sticker. And it was like it appeared to be like an animal, like a female figure from the back, but like with hair, whatever that like made you think like this is actually like an animal. You know what I'm talking about.
Like a mane, more of a sexy mane.
But then had a tail. It was like
Okay.
it was like the sexy female
spiral.
figure, but also had
Okay.
a tail, like an animal tail with like a thing. Like what is
I think that's
what is
Manny's department.
Wait, which one is? I'm
We're
sorry.
waiting, Manny.
Sorry, I was on mute. I was coughing like crazy. What were you?
I saw I was behind a car and there was a sticker on the windshield. This is clearly a woman's car.
Uh-huh.
And there's a
Oh.
sticker on the windshield. And the sticker was like back angle of I'm trying to think like I would like use the term avatar, right? It was a female figure, but this is not a female human. It was like an animal and had a tail.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But it was like,
Like a
It had-
sexy fox.
yeah, it had the curves of
A
you know,
sexy
like
fox.
yeah, like a trucker in the 80s would have just a hot, would just be like a hot ass
Oh,
woman, like
yeah,
a
on the
little
Yeah.
mud flap or
cartoon.
whatever. Yeah.
This was like that, but it was like on the windshield and it had a tail, like an animal's tail off the woman. Like, is she like putting a message out there that
She is a furry.
yeah.
Most definitely, man.
Oh, Manny with the inside scoop.
This is like a rolling handkerchief in the back of your jeans.
I saw that in a documentary.
Yeah,
Truck stops. Is it truck stops where they get the handkerchiefs?
probably.
A
Mhm.
rolling handkerchief and
Yeah, because
what's a rolling?
Because it's on a car. It's on a car. It's like
it's
a
on the
tail.
car instead of like, instead of the handkerchief in your jeans when you're walking around or out in public.
The
whatever.
handkerchief would be your freak flag, if you will.
Yeah.
It's rolling because it's on a car, and the tell is that she's a furry. Let your freak flag fly. Hers
In
is
this
rolling.
instance, letting it drive.
Yeah, on
Okay.
our Honda Civic.
I think that's what it was. I was like, I had a Kia Forte.
Yeah, something like that. For sure. They all drive
So-
the same kind of car.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I was like, I didn't want to like jump to any conclusions because I'm like that. I'm so
Yeah.
evolved. I'm so evolved.
Yeah.
But I was like, because maybe she just likes that art. You know what I mean?
Or it could just be that too. I mean,
But
You
it's
know
a
what? If
choice.
you
It's like
see
a
it-
choice to like buy that. I don't think there's a place where it's like, hey, do you like art? Here's a sticker. No, I was like, this is like a furry art stickers for your car.com.
Maybe she had a
Where's your wallet?
fun furry experience and they sold stickers where
Or it
she
could be
was
that,
at.
yeah.
Like sometimes you go to events and they sell stickers. Like people sell stickers now.
Maybe she's just
so.
got like a friend that likes to play pranks.
Mm.
It's like, oh no, this is that character from Disney's Rescuers Down Under. Like,
I'm going to do some research, but I don't think that that's how furries get together. I don't think it has to do with the bumper sticker.
well,
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
I don't think that like
Manny?
furries like I don't think they don't get together on the highway. Like,
Manny.
it happens on the internet where everything
Yeah.
else happens.
Mhm. I know.
yeah, I'm
Dark
just.
web. Dark web.
I think
Deep
she was
web.
just putting it out there that she like. I don't think she was expecting people to be like honk honk, wink wink, like let's pull over and like get our furry on.
You know what? I feel like you need to get a Daniel
think-
Boone hat. I think you need to get a Daniel Boone hat for the next time that this happens and do the Hong Kong.
Oh
Put your
yeah,
hat
pull up
on.
next, and be like, yeah,
Yeah.
Just always have it handy in
be
the
like-
car.
be like,
Yeah.
I like beaver.
Not
That's unacceptable. But wear the hat, be like, yeah, man.
beaver.
Be like, what's up?
I haven't heard beaver in so long.
Yeah. My first thought was just the hat, and then I was like, oh, beaver also means this.
Chris is just having
Right.
fun with that now.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Oh, that's a good idea. And maybe
For
I
your
don't know.
son. Do it for your son.
I don't
Like,
think.
just make
Yeah,
sure
I
your
don't.
son's
I don't know.
beaver
I
hat
don't
in
expect
the car.
her to like think she's going to attract a mate on the road. I think that it's just like she just like letting it be known, like I'm putting my freak flag out.
Mhm. Okay. I don't have a freak flag,
Hmm.
but I'm into that. Like I feel like everybody should just let theirs if they do have one. I guess mine. Yeah, I mean, I have cats. I'm a cat lady. I guess that's my
I don't think it needs to be a
freak flag.
fashion thing. I think it's more of a state of mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's more of a state of mind. Like if it's a fashion statement, then
Being a furry or being a freak.
A furry freak.
either one,
Okay.
right? Either one, I think. Like if that's kind of like you're doing it for the outward image you're projecting, then I don't know. But if you're just a furry just for the love of
I
pretending
follow,
like you're banging squirrels, like
I follow a couple.
there's
who
an
are-
integrity there.
They seem like I think they're like an insurance, but they are furries. And they're a gay male couple, but
Furry insurance.
they are also furries. Like they go to things and they put it on Facebook. Like they don't have really any shame about it.
Okay, so yeah, I bet
I
these
mean,
folks
I
have
know.
these folks have this disposable income.
They do. They do. They do.
That's the difference right there.
Yeah. Like you can really tell that like they just went on a vacation and they brought their stuffed animals with them on the plane. Like they
people
have
that,
them on the plane with them and they're full grown
Yeah.
men. They're like,
Yeah.
he's turning 50. He's our age, Chris. Yeah.
yeah, like people that are into like like incestual relationship with their cousins, like they don't have a lot of disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no conventions, like that kind of thing. People that like
But yeah,
dress
they
up like
are.
fur animals and stuff and like
Yeah.
get all sexy and whatnot. Like
No, if you can
they got
afford a
money.
mascot outfit, like those are like high schools have to have a whole booster
Yeah.
to support a mascot. Like if that's just like your Friday night, you're a fancy beaver. I mean, you got some disposable income. You're right. Good.
I'm not really, well, I'm judging. Yeah, I'm never mind. I'm just judging.
I am.
No,
too.
I'm not really like I get like there's like people are into stuff like
Yeah. I
and
remember
I
getting
don't
mad.
think
He was at the
people have
airport.
control over like the stuff they're into. So
He posted one time that he was at the airport and there was a woman traveling in her pajamas. And at the time I was sick and I was thinking about traveling for surgery. And I thought, well, when I travel back, I will be in my fucking pajamas. Like you're furry, bro. Like you're judging a woman in the airport in her fucking pajamas. The fuck? Yeah, I still have a little bit of issues. I should have unfollowed him. Maybe on his birthday, I'll delete him.
yeah, I don't really
delete him on
get
his
that.
birthday
Like
year.
I kind of get that to some degree, like the whole like people like riffraff travel, but it's like,
Yeah.
like I don't understand the difference between like a pair of fleece pajama pants and a pair of like sweatpants that I wear. Like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Just mine are black.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't feel like I can be out in public like in leggings. Like I really don't enjoy doing that. More so this past year, like my daughter's like, you can wear leggings out. I'm like, can I? But I see people out in them all the time and I just feel like they're so comfortable. So why not? I mean, if people are doing it.
I do look at like women that wear, I don't look at them. I'm just aware of them peripherally.
Right.
That wear those types of things at the grocery store. I am kind of like totally self-confident or just insecure, but like, or like some weird in between place. Like,
so much ass. There's so much ass. It's like just right there's your butt, right, Manny? It's like just your butt is in the streets.
Like, I don't think
you're
this
naked.
woman,
You're literally naked. Put some jeans on. For the love of Christ, you're fucking naked. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not seeing the skin, but like,
like
I don't think we're at the deli counter. I don't like, does this person like want me to know like exact, like,
does she have a fat
physique or like, even if it's good or bad or whatever it is, like, or like, does she realizes that like, that's not like there's a huge difference. So, I mean, women have to know, like, there's a huge difference between wearing a loose dress and yoga pants to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like that's not just I could just put either one on and not really.
But they just do it. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like,
I don't know.
They just do it. It's there's just ass everywhere in the grocery store. And
I don't really know. I don't really know. Like, yeah.
It's
Manny you should. Knows. Everything's bigger in Texas.
I mean, I'll go to the store and I'll have, like, I mean, I'm not saying it happens often. I'm not saying it's happened this year, but I've been in the store in Crocs with socks on.
Crocs.
And then maybe the women in the yoga pants are thinking the same about me. Like, what's up with this guy? Is he not concerned at all about his appearance? Like,
they're just like, oh, he gave up. He's done. He's checked out.
Well, I mean, the answer, if they asked me, I'd be, and they were like, yeah, sir, I'd be like, oh, that's because I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because it's comfortable. I didn't really think about it. And, what I'm thinking about is when I get home, I'm going to beat my kids
with this croc.
Like, I'm here at the grocery store because somebody forgot something on the list. Like, lady.
And by somebody, I mean me.
The last thing I care about is what you think. Like, I'm about to beat you with this croc. No, that's where I am at, but I don't know. Like, maybe other people are like, no, I want to show what I got. Like, or maybe they aren't thinking about it either. But then maybe like midway through the trip, they're realizing like, oh, my whole full ass is out.
It's horrible. I've tried to do it a couple of times and I feel completely naked. I feel my legs feel too long. Like everything about it feels like I need to have pants on. Like I feel like I'm not wearing pants. So I try to be comfortable with it. Like I'll do it if I'm going to meet Kylie because I know she'll be in yoga pants. So it's like, why put on a different outfit? You just worked out, like just go have lunch, come home. It's no big deal. but I always feel so incredibly exposed. Like it just feels like there's just so much out there. But
Here's another thing, and I promise, Manny, I'll stop talking after this
yeah,
this
okay.
part shortly after. Some people live a life where they feel like they're worried about their parents, or about this, that, whatever. And then at some point in their life, they're just like,
Fuck it.
yeah. And I'm not even saying that's a healthy choice, but at some point in their life, you're just like,
Yeah.
fuck everybody. And I'm so like not happy about me worrying about this that I'm just going to go out there with my buck teeth out. Like I'm not even going to try to cover up whatever it is. I'm actually going to flaunt it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of a weird overreaction internally to something. And
that's where I'm at right now.
That could be the teacher that has like the gigantic tits. It's like,
maybe,
when she was 12, she was like, I wish I had little ones.
Yeah.
And then, like all these weird feelings. And then by the time that person hits 50, they're just like,
I love that though, Chris.
There's a break.
That's the grace that you should give everybody though. Like maybe they have something else that's
like cool. Just not on my kids. Yeah. It's like kind of a partial grace. Like, hey man, hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
man,
still, it's in your heart to like understand that maybe they're going
do your thing at the dog park, whatever, I'll be like, I'll just talk shit about you later with my friends about this person I saw at the dog park, but like, just stay away from my kids.
Yeah.
Like, our kids, I don't know about in Canada, but our kids are pretty much like run of the mill, average, dumb American kids. Like we're like 25th place in the world, like in reading, math skills, science. We're like middle of the pack.
Yes.
In all modern countries. So it's like,
well, maybe your kids, mine were a little bit higher, but yeah.
I don't really, my kids are going to dominate one way or another. I don't even care.
Just like I'll just get
them a better calculator.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's, people have a break and they're just like, I'm so tired of like repressing this that I'm just going to like go nuts. And I'm cool. That's cool. Let your freak flag fly, but it's like, no one hired you to be a teacher to do that.
No,
like,
I don't think teachers should wear yoga pants either, if I'm being honest.
However,
I've never seen any wearing any, but all right.
This is really my last thought. Shouldn't it just come down to like what the students' grades and what the results are?
Of course.
No, I don't think if you show up with huge prosthetic breasts and all the kids have A's, I think that's still like it's inappropriate. It's just inappropriate. It would be inappropriate for a female teacher. It's inappropriate for a trans teacher. It's just inappropriate. There's
what if they're like
wear prosthetic breasts?
We're talking about shop, so it's like, what if they make an even better bread box than you?
That's impossible. I made the best bread box. My dad told me. You didn't hear the story?
I did hear the story, and you answered the correct question correctly. Mm-hmm. The answer is you pop those giant prosthetic titties, like get suspended, you get kicked out of school, and you become a folk legend in Canada.
I've had both. I had my big fake bolt-ons, which when I see my yoga videos with my big huge bolt-ons, I'm always like, wow, those were obscene.
Favorite episode? I mean, what? Yeah,
they were an episode. They were obscene.
Obscene.
Yeah, obscene. So I mean, I've been in both worlds, and it is what it is.
Wow. So you know.
I know both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a break. People have a break, but it's like, all right, well then, just this, this is not the right job for you.
No. Shop teacher is not the right job. If you have to wear big prosthetic boobs to teach your kids how to make a bread box, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. I was talking about like
cut off your pointer finger like the rest of the shop teachers.
I guess, like there are degrees. So like shop teacher doing this thing, you know what? I'm fine with it. Fuck it.
Okay. Perfect.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be teaching math and calculus, AP calculus, no. You're going to have to be B cup maximum.
Yeah.
Sir.
Wow.
B cup maximum, sir.
On that note, that's good. That should be the title of the show. B cup maximum.
was actually the title of one of my favorite
Sir.
porn series, but yeah.
B cup maximum prison.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I have to get up soon.
Yeah.
Well, let's start wrapping this
Almost
bitch up.
All right, guys. Fellas.
Yeah, thanks a lot for another fun time. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight, but appreciate everybody more who even listens throughout the week. We really appreciate it. Man, he's got it all like automated now. He's got the AI doing our spots and whatnot. So
I love it.
Exactly. So we just wrap it up nicely.
Yeah, we need some AI for content.
Great to see you all.
Likewise,
Chris,
sir.
Saying get it on.
Get it on. Sorry, Manny.
That's all right.
Mandate.
Get it on.
Oh, you guys got big plans this weekend?
Just more practicing.
That's good.
Plan on watching Avatar in IMAX because they brought it back for a bit and I never got to watch it originally.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, so I was like, let me take advantage of this.
Maybe I wonder if in IMAX you can see nipple. I swear there's one point in that movie where you see blue side nipple.
You and your nipple obsession, bro.
I didn't know that.
They're the ones that are flaunting it, you know.
I didn't know there was an obsession. Interesting.
Well, I'm a man. And I watched the movie and I was like, what's going on? Because they do, you know, they obviously like it's a weird alien. And maybe I'm a secret furry, alien furry, but
yeah.
They do like make her huge, but they also make her with obviously like very feminine qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Bill was into her too. The kids really loved that movie when it came out.
I didn't say I was into her.
Oh, okay.
Slow down.
Just
slow down, ma'am.
Just blue nipples. Got it.
No, but it's just like, that's just, it's ingrained. It's in our DNA to be like, well, is there a nipple there?
Yeah. Why I free him. Gotta keep him interested.
Avatar, and then Avatar 2 comes out, I guess, pretty soon.
Is that what you're doing, Manny? Avatar at the IMAX.
You've seen the first one.
No, I'm watching the first one.
In preparation for Avatar 2?
No, I just wanted to watch the first one because I just never watched it, and I just kind of wanted to see what the experience was about, what the whole hubbub was. You
never saw it at all, or you never saw it in IMAX?
Both.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Fun.
Good for you then, because then it's not like you waited 7 or 8 years for the sequel.
No, I'm one of those weirdos that like certain trends that I just don't give a fuck about.
No, I like that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But circle around, I just do it more for like the curiosity sake of it all, because I'm always been curious type. So just like just to see where people were or where they're at.
I thought Avatar 1 was a great movie. There's really nothing wrong with it. I understand why it was huge, like big, pull at your heartstrings and all that kind of stuff. Good action, like great, like, kind of futurism type stuff of like, future technology and, like operating an avatar kind of thing. So really great movie on all levels.
I don't think I saw it either, Manny, now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I remember like the kids seeing it. I remember it being on in the house, but I don't think I ever like sat down and watched it. Well, I know I didn't go to the theater and watch it.
Oh, I know. That's all right.
I don't watch any. I don't do that. They have movies that they like that I just.
It's not you.
Well, I wonder what you'll think about it though, like now, because many years later, like cartoonish type things, like a lot of that's kind of CGI or animate, like kind of animated type of thing, like doesn't hold up. So it'd be interesting to see, because I remember at the time being blown away by it.
I remember going to Best Buy and like they had it playing on their fanciest TVs. Remember that? Like they had like it was so cool that they had it. Like I remember that.
There was a certain time in America where Best Buy was thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody, like that was the thing. Like you go there and you'd pay a little bit extra for like stereo components or the latest game or DVD or
not anymore.
Laptop, hard drive, whatever, printer. Yeah.
Am I old school? I literally just went there and bought a vacuum the other day. Like I love Best Buy.
You are. You're keeping them alive, yeah.
And
Because everybody
mine
else is
like,
just buying, like ordering it online. Like
oh,
if Best Buy's lucky, like someone like me might order something for curbside from Best Buy just because they happen to have it in stock. But
our whole one over here is curbside because they're like remodeling the inside of the store. So yeah, I did go curbside, but still.
There's wherever Best Buy's, well, the company I used to work for, Best Buy was a major customer, and we would travel there, and like there's a whatever that town, and maybe it's just Minneapolis, but there's a city where they're located where it's just like there's like a Best Buy, like you'd see like a CVS.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
Oh, like they're connected to each other?
No, they're just everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot
they're
of
like it's like a Best Buy as a convenience store.
That sounds
people,
like
people realize like we only really need one place that sells like every electronic device, like one every 100 square miles.
Yeah.
Actually, you just hit on the Best Buy Strategic Reserve. That's where they have all the stores located in case there's like a nationwide run of certain items.
Cords.
Yeah, exactly. Or cables,
like,
etc.
I need a home theater system now.
Yeah.
Immediately. All right, guys. I gotta go to the bathroom and go to bed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Good
We'll
night.
chat y'all up tomorrow.
All right.